penjara-penjara keinginan sehingga siap mengalir dalam kehidupan, kondisi apapun, realitas apapun. Karena kenapa? Sadar bahwa hidup akan selalu hadir dalam berselancar dalam realitas. Sehingga ketika kita sudah berdamai dengan realitas, maka kita berdamai dengan hidup. Oleh karena itu, mari kita bukan hanya pandai membacakan doa, tapi bagaimana kita berdoa dalam perasaan yang penuh dengan syukur, terkoneksi, dan disitulah penting. Sekali lagi, perasaan kita adalah doa kita. Terima kasih.
Thursday morning, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and everybody from around the world. Welcome to the CU Morning Show. It is always a great pleasure to bring you your morning news. We have top stories from Indonesia's around the world within the next 3 hours. And I'm your host, Indra Marpaung. And I'm here not alone. Now I'm here with Marissa and Karina. Hi, good morning.
Good
Hi.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I love our colors today.
I know, right?
Pop of green.
Yeah, I got a little
Also
pop.
a bit of lime green
Yes.
here. It's kind of cute, isn't it?
Love
Yes,
it.
I know. Hopefully you're cute too. Good morning. We hope you are well and joyful this Thursday morning. It is past midweek and we have top stories coming from the region and around the world. One that catches my attention in particular is actually an official ban in consuming dog meat in Solo, Central Java. So we have that in the lineup. We also will bring you the spirit of Scout, as today we celebrate World Scouts Day. Yes, do a good turn daily. That is the Scout slogan, which means give back to the community daily without expecting anything in return, sharing love and giving it sincerely. What a wonderful way to live. Stay with us for the next 3 hours. I'm Marissa Anita.
I love that, Marissa. Happy Scout Day.
I know. Happy Scouts Day.
And a good morning to all you folks at home. I'm your host, Karina Bass-Raywan. Happy Friday Junior, as we'd like to call it here in the studio. Just 1 day away from the weekend. And with that, I'd like to greet our viewers that are now able to tune in from Foxtel's Flash Australia, Macau Cable TV Channel 84, Vision Philippines Channel 58, Air Cable Philippines, and in Singapore, Singtel Singapore Channel 15 and StarHub Channel 720. All right, as Marissa and Indra have mentioned, we do have a jam-packed show this AM, so let us start with our headlines. Indra, take it away.
Thanks, Karina. At least 67 Palestinians were killed during Israeli strikes across Gaza that happened overnight into Wednesday.
Also sad news coming from Indonesia. Mourners gathered at the residence of Captain Muhammad Septian Al-Hadi, one of the victims who died in a helicopter crash in central Halmahera, North Maluku.
And more unfortunate news with the tornado that ravaged the border between Sumedang and Bandung regencies in West Java, damaging a number of homes.
And later on the show, we will talk with Indonesian National Rover Council Chairperson Raihan Muhammad Sujaya to commemorate World Scout Day. All right, we have a lot to cover. We'll start with at least 67 Palestinians were killed during Israeli strikes across Gaza that happened overnight and into Wednesday.
Airstrike terror by the occupation forces spread into areas where civilians have been told to seek refuge, including a location which Israel declared as a safe zone.
The Israeli occupation forces continued the bombardment of several areas in Gaza, Palestine on Tuesday night and into Wednesday. The Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital in Deir al-Balah says it received 4 bodies after multiple strikes in central Gaza. An Israeli airstrike also hit a house in Gaza's southernmost city of Rafah and killed a family of 8. The dead included university professor Nasser Ibrahim Abu Nur, his wife, 5 children, and 1 grandchild. The bodies were taken to the Abu Yusuf al-Najjar hospital, along with the bodies of 2 people that were killed in a strike on a vehicle in Rafah. The Israeli occupation forces strikes also killed 7 people in the city of Khan Yunis, the main focus of Israel's offensive in recent weeks. Another 6 were killed in Mawasi, an area Israel has declared as a safe zone. At least 67 Palestinians in total were killed during the massive Israeli offensive in Gaza since Tuesday night.
سمعت صوت الانفجار فتحت عيني لقيت حالي في دار الجيران اخوي كان يصلي لقيته نصه نازل من الارض نصه نازل في الطاير ونصه في الهواء ونصه على السقف لفيت من دار الجيران على دارنا لقيت اختي مرميه في الشارع بطلع بلاقي امي مقطع مرميه في الشارع بدور على ابوي خواتي 3 صبايا ما لهم اشتغل في شيء 3 صبايا ينزل عليهم صاروخين فتتهم ال3 في كفن واحد هي الكفن 3 صبايا في كفن واحد مش لاقيين منهم شيء ليش
3 عائلات نازحين اجوا على مدينه رفح انه في امان في رفح وفيش استهدافات اتفاجئنا في الليل 3 عائلات هان وفي عائله فوق 9 انفار في الليل تم استهداف هذا المبنى أعراض ساكنين أطفال عزة المدنيين دكتور ملوش أي ذنب في هذه الحرب اللي بتصير 7 شهداء أشلاء كلهم لقيناهم برا الدور وعلى الدرج وأشلاء لحتى الآن موجودة قدرنا نطلع الإصابات من هذا المبنى في نازحين كانوا كثير عائلات تقريبا فوق 30-40 نفر نازحين كلهم أغلبهم أطفال.
The war began when Palestinian Hamas fighters rampaged into the southern Israel on October 7, killing some 1,200 people and taking around 250 Israeli hostage. This escalation follows months of violence done by the Israeli occupation forces, mostly in the occupied West Bank, tensions around the Gaza border, and at contested holy sites in Jerusalem. More than 29,000 Palestinians have been killed since October 7th, and thousands had heeded Israel orders to flee south. Around 1.5 million have crowded into Rafah. Despite many countries condemning the Israel occupation, the country has vowed to expand its ground offensive to the southernmost city as it seeks to destroy Hamas, which is still fighting the Israel occupation forces across the territory.
Still on Israel's attacks on safe zone, on Thursday, February the 15th, Israeli forces stormed the Nasser hospital in southern Gaza, leaving 1 patient dead and 6 injured.
The battle for the hospital came as Israel faces growing international pressure for restraint.
Mercy Presidium Chairman Sarbini Abdul Muradi said that the flagship hospital in southern Gaza was occupied by Israel, which said that they found weapons in the Nasser hospital, aside from arresting approximately 100 medics and paramedics.
Israeli forces raided the Nasser hospital after their troops, tanks, and gunners surrounded the compound for almost a week. Hundreds of staff members, patients, and refugees were trapped inside the building amid gunfire and dwindling supplies, including food and water.
The Mercy chairman also called on the WHO to take an immediate and diplomatic stand against Israel.
Kita mengharapkan WHO sejak dulu untuk bersikap tegas dan diplomatis terhadap Israel. Jadi seorang dirjen WHO tidak hanya bisa mengeluh dengan matinya sistem kesehatan yang ada di Gaza. Tapi dia harus melakukan sesuatu untuk melakukan pendekatan-pendekatan terhadap Israel dan Amerika untuk menghentikan kebiadaban terhadap Gaza pada hari ini. Nah, itu kita minta kepada WHO untuk segera melakukan langkah-langkah yang diplomatis secara tegas agar tidak menjalar yang namanya musibah kemanusiaan.
And now we shift our focus to South America, where an illegally operated open pit gold mine collapsed in central Venezuela while dozens were working inside.
Officials said on Wednesday that some miners might have died in the incident, while the rest are still trapped in the collapsed mine.
The collapse took place at an illegal gold mine in the Angostura municipality on Tuesday. The mine is called Bula Loca in the southeastern Bolivar state and can only be reached by an hour-long boat ride. The Venezuelan Communication and Information Ministry also said on Wednesday that officials have yet to gain the full tally of those killed, trapped, or injured.
Meanwhile, relatives of the miners gathered in the closest community to the mine, La Paragua, and asked the government to send an aircraft to the remote location and rescue the injured as well as recover the deceased. Bolivar is a forested region that has long been affected by illegal mining.
El papá de mi hija, que quedó tapiado en el día de ayer, trabajando la mina. Fue a buscar el sustento de sus hijos, el sustento de su hogar. Porque aquí en La Paragua no hay una empresa donde uno puede decir voy a trabajar, voy a sustentar a mis hijos, voy a sacar a mis hijos adelante. Entonces estamos aquí esperando, por favor, que el gobierno nos apoye con helicópteros, aviones, como sea, así como ellos se movilizan para explotar las balsas, para acabar con la minería. ¿Por qué no se movilizan ahí a sacar el poco de tapiado que hay allá en la mina de Bullaloca? Hay bastantes muertos, hay heridos. ¿Y por qué no nos prestan apoyo? ¿Dónde están?
Now we shift our focus to Indonesia. Mourners on Wednesday gathered at the residence of aviator Captain Muhammad Septian Al-Hadi in Tangerang, Banten to mourn his death.
He was one of the victims who died in a helicopter crash in central Halmahera, North Maluku.
Mourners gathered at the residence of the late Captain Muhammad Septian Al-Hadi in Polis Pelawat, Cipondoh, Tangerang. Septian was a victim of the Bell 429 PKWSW helicopter crash in central Halmahera Forest, North Maluku. The search and rescue team found the helicopter owned by mining company Weda Bay Industrial Park that had lost contact the day before. Everyone on board of the helicopter, namely pilot Captain Agus Sudaryo, co-pilot Septian, and passenger Umar Ali, were found dead.
Kami menanyakan kapan kira-kira bisa dievakuasi. Ternyata informasi tadi sekitar jam 2 almarhum dievakuasi dan menuju ke rumah sakit Weda. Dan alhamdulillah sekarang katanya sudah sampai di rumah sakit Weda. Dan rencananya kalau memang tidak ada halang rintang, nanti dari Ternate akan diterbangkan menggunakan pesawat Garuda jam 8 pagi yang insya Allah sampai ke Bandara Soekarno-Hatta jam 10. Itu informasi yang kami dapatkan.
The helicopter lost contact during a flight to Jiguru, North Weda, Central Halmahera on Tuesday afternoon. The pilot had passed over an altitude of 2,000 feet. Meanwhile, the cause of the crash is still unknown. See Today contributor reporting from Tangerang, Banten.
A tornado ravaged the border between Sumedang and Bandung Regency in West Java on Wednesday afternoon.
And although no one died, the tornado did damage a number of homes.
A tornado ravaged the border between Bandung and Sumedang Regency at around 4 a.m. and carved a path through industrial as well as residential areas in Cimanggung and Jatinangor. Strong winds also toppled trees which fell on vehicles and local homes, sending locals scrambling to safety.
The Sumedang Disaster Mitigation Agency immediately gathered data on the damage done by the tornado as soon as it dispersed. They also coordinated with local officials and found that no one had died. However, several factories and homes were indeed damaged. Authorities also cleared trees and debris well into the night.
Ya, puing-puing hari ini cukup besar dan menghancurkan pohon-pohon yang berada di tengah-tengah antara pembagi dua Bandung dan Sumedang. Dan begitu juga dari pabrik-pabrik bersebelahan dari KHTEK ya, ini bersebelahan di depan lagi ada, itu hancur semua berterbangan termasuk dengan rumah-rumah masyarakat. Tapi alhamdulillah tidak ada korban sementara dilaporkannya.
We're up for our first short break. When we come back, we'll bring you more headlines from Indonesia. Stay tuned.
Satu bukit sampai elevasi gua hari itu nyentuh 4.000-an lah.
I kinda wanna die.
The Indonesian State-Owned Enterprises Ministry has underlined its commitment to supporting small and medium enterprises by launching vending machines at Soekarno-Hatta International Airport.
Qatar has advanced to the quarterfinals of the 2023 AFC Asian Cup after defeating Palestine 2-1 in the round of 16 at the Al Ayed Stadium in Al Khor.
So we'll be back with the daily dose of entertainment. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
The China Earthquake Network Center reported that the quake rocked the Ertupen County in Aksu Prefecture shortly after 2 a.m. local time.
Minister Januari Makamba was a guest in one of our news programs, a 3-hour news show yesterday. While he was in the studio, he used the opportunity to explain the current state of diplomatic ties between Tanzania and Indonesia.
Indonesian Foreign Affairs Minister Retno Marsudi addressed the UN Security Council during an open debate in New York.
Ini adalah open debate Dewan Keamanan PBB ketiga mengenai Gaza dalam 3 bulan terakhir dan Indonesia hadir di ketiganya.
China has been racing against time for rescue and disaster relief work after a landslide on Monday struck a mountainous village in southwest China's Yunnan province.
Welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk.
Enggak, dia hostnya, kita co-host.
It's better to be overdressed than underdressed. That's actually a good hack, because I used to live in Canada. That was our trick.
Point to Manado on the map. I'm horrible, I told you I'm bad.
Dikira dengan banyaknya informasi itu kan jadi makin gampang gitu nulisnya.
Iya.
Tapi ternyata susah banget.
About you that makes me indulge in the company of your own kind. Ke Binjai mau migrasi.
Cakep.
Anjay, aku deportasi.
Ya, aku cuma mau bilang hari ini kamu tuh cantik loh.
Aduh ya Allah.
Oke lah kalau penampilan dia nggak sebaik itu, nggak sebagus itu, nggak seganteng itu, tapi itu hatinya dia sebaik itu dan tidak ada orang yang pernah gue temuin hatinya sebaik Mars.
Pemain.
Still with us on the C Morning Show, the Tambora Sector Police recently uncovered a child trafficking case where parents sold their babies to 2 buyers in West Java.
Authorities detained 3 perpetrators, including the baby's parents, following a raid.
Authorities uncovered the case in 2 different locations. One was at a baby shelter in Bandung, where 5 babies were found.
The other was in Karawang, where authorities launched a follow-up operation in early February that led to the arrest of 2 perpetrators who act as mediators.
The case was revealed after parents reported that they could not find their children after selling them due to urgent economic needs.
Meanwhile, authorities have detained 4 foreign nationals who were originally thought to be human trafficking victims at the Soekarno-Hatta airport in Tangerang. They obtained multiple passports as well as fake visas. They were about to leave for Europe. The 4 nationals are from Syria, Sudan, and Iraq.
They arrived in Indonesia at different times but had the same motives. Authorities first detained an Iranian who was about to leave for Amsterdam by using a fake United Arab Emirates passport. 2 Syrians were also detained for falsifying documents upon arriving in Indonesia. In addition, authorities detained a Sudanese national who attempted to enter Indonesia with a fake visa.
Authorities are currently investigating the 4 foreigners as they were allegedly deceived by an international network. They aim to leave for Europe to find a better life in Germany and the Netherlands. Authorities are investigating the network as Indonesia is allegedly being used as a transit point for the victims to change identities before leaving for their intended destinations.
Binus High School authorities in Serpong, Tangerang issued an official statement regarding a bullying case involving several of its students.
The Child Protection Commission and the South Tangerang Regional Women and Child Protection Service are currently working with the Education, Culture, Research and Technology Ministry to inspect the stall where the act of bullying of a student took place.
Binus Serpong High School issued an official statement regarding a bullying case involving its students. The statement said that all students who were proven to be involved in the bullying were no longer students of the school. Meanwhile, other students who only witnessed the scene but did not intervene received disciplinary sanctions. The Child Protection Commission, or KPAI, alongside with South Tangerang Regional Women and Child Protection Service, Education, Culture, Research and Technology Ministry on Wednesday, visited the stall where the bullying took place. This is to clarify and confirm the school's statement that the location of the bullying took place far from school. However, investigations showed that the distance between the school and the location of the bullying incident was quite close.
Kami sekali lagi memastikan proses ini berjalan lancar. Kemudian bagaimana kondisi anak-anak yang mereka bersekolah di sana, baik sebagai anak korban atau anak berkonflik dengan hukum. Kemudian kami memastikan hak-hak pendidikannya bagaimana. Terus yang terakhir ini tadi kesini karena mau melihat ya, mengkonfirmasi informasi yang kami dapatkan, katanya jauh lokasi dari sekolah ternyata cukup dekat. Begitu ya.
KPAI also visited Binus Serpong High School to inspect the school and ensure the education rights for victims of bullying and children in conflict with the law in the future. The commission also ensured that the investigation handled by South Tangerang Police can be conducted efficiently and quickly. City Today contributor reporting from South Tangerang, Banten.
And in other news, the Solo municipal government recently urged locals to avoid consuming dog meat as per circular letter TN 38597 of 2024 regarding the consumption of healthy livestock products in Surakarta.
The circular letter was signed by Solo Mayor Gibran Rakabuming Raka Monday, February the 19th, 2024. The government urged locals to not consume and sell non-livestock meat due to health concerns.
The circular letter explained the definition of livestock meat according to food laws, which include animals which are kept and raised in carefully controlled situations which guarantee sanitation.
The circular letter was issued with the aim of preventing the spread of diseases which can be transmitted from animals to humans and vice versa, as well as food-borne diseases.
Ini mengeluarkan surat edaran himbauan untuk tidak lagi mengonsumsi daging anjing. Nanti treatmentnya untuk warung-warung yang berjualan daging anjing nanti akan kami berikan pelatihan untuk mengkonvert menjadi UMKM yang berjualan daging ayam atau daging sapi. Arahnya ke sana. Tapi ini hanya sebatas surat edaran. Ya akan lebih baik kalau diperkuat menjadi perda. Ya, tapi nanti akan kami konsultasikan dulu dengan Pak Ketua DPRD. Yang jelas kami dari Pemkot sudah mengeluarkan surat edaran himbauan untuk tidak mengonsumsi daging anjing.
News on the general election. Indonesian Election Supervisory Agency Chairman Rahmat Bagja on Wednesday monitored the general elections re-voting process at polling station 1 in Cipocok Jaya, Serang.
Yes, the revote was done as several polling station officers neglected to sign ballots.
4 general election revotes were done in Serang as several polling station officers did not sign ballots, one of which took place at polling station 1 in Cipocok Jaya.
Yes, Indonesian Election Supervisory Agency Chairman Rahmat Bagja monitored the revoting process in person. This is to prevent polling station officers from making the same or more mistakes. The agency said that at least 1,400 general election revotes took place across Indonesia.
PSU sekarang catatan kami sekitar 1.400 seluruh Indonesia.
Rata-rata dominasi penyebabnya apa sih, Pak?
Pertama ada pemilih yang tidak yang memilih tapi tidak berdomisili di daerah bersangkutan. Kemudian ada surat suara tidak tanda oleh KPPS. Kemudian ada pemilih lebih dari 1 kali mencoblos.
Meanwhile, the Medan General Elections Commission conducted revotes at polling station number 5 in Titik Kuning, Medan Johor, as well as polling station 21 at Sei Putih Tengah in Medan Petisah.
The process started at 7 a.m. and concluded on 1 p.m. The revote as polling station 5 was held since 16 voters cast their ballots more than once. Meanwhile, the revote at polling station 21 was done since 37 voters arrived at 12 p.m. and demanded to cast their ballots.
Dikarenakan pada saat TPS di 21 sana itu ada sekelompok orang 37 orang, mereka datang di jam 12 dan meminta hak memilih hanya untuk pilihan presiden. Tetapi di sini ada sekelompok orang, 16 orang sekitar jam 11 pagi itu melakukan pencoblosan dengan kategori DPT reguler.
Indonesian President Joko Widodo on Wednesday promoted Hadi Cahyanto to senior posts in his cabinet and appointed Democratic Party leader Agus Harimurti Yudhoyono, better known as AHY, as the newest member in his outgoing administration.
Yes, Agus Harimurti Yudhoyono, the eldest son of former Indonesian President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, was appointed as the country's new Minister of Agrarian Affairs and Spatial Planning. He's filling the position vacated by Hadi Cahyanto, who had been promoted to the role of Coordinating Minister for Politics, Legal and Security Affairs.
The two newly appointed ministers took their oath of office at the State Palace in Jakarta on Wednesday morning in a ceremony attended by high-ranking government officials.
Agus Harimurti Yudhoyono fills the position vacated by Hadi Cahyanto, who is turned replaces the role left by former Coordinating Minister of Politics, Legal and Security Affairs, Mahfud MD. Mahfud had resigned from his position in the cabinet to take part in the general election as the vice president candidate.
Hadi Cahyanto was previously serving as Minister of Agrarian Affairs and Spatial Planning for 2 years. His replacement, Agus Harimurti Yudhoyono, has some 8 months to continue Cahyanto's commitment to speed up the issuance of around 6 million land certificates nationwide, while also eradicating land mafias.
Ya, saya ingin meyakinkan 8 bulan ini bisa dituntaskan mudah-mudahan dengan segala daya upaya. Di antaranya untuk secara masif tadi sertifikasi elektronik ini yang bisa menjadi solusi terhadap berbagai persoalan termasuk ketumpang tindihan dan permainan dari mafia tanah, dan juga ini tentu masalah keadilan. Masalah keadilan bukan hanya masalah bagi-bagi sertifikat, tetapi ini masalah keadilan yang sangat fundamental, dan kita tentunya juga punya tujuan kalau apa yang dilakukan oleh Pak Hadi selama ini, ATR dan BPN ini bisa menghadirkan kepastian hukum, khususnya untuk tata ruang, lokasi, dan tanah yang akan digunakan sebagai tempat membangun berbagai infrastruktur di skala strategis nasional maupun lokal, maka investasi akan bergerak. Dan ini sebuah confidence yang harus kita tumbuhkan di dalam pun dari luar negeri.
Saya segera melaksanakan konsolidasi dengan lembaga kementerian terkait untuk tetap menjaga kondisi yang saat ini sangat baik, sangat kondusif ini agar terus dipertahankan. Karena ini adalah bagian dari tugas seluruh komponen. TNI dan Polri menjadi garda terdepan dalam menjaga keutuhan NKRI, dan ini tentunya terus akan saya jaga bersama-sama, koordinasi bersama-sama dengan Panglima TNI maupun Kapolri.
Mandiri Capital Indonesia, which is the capital venture of Bank Mandiri, has collaborated with waste management startup Ecosystem to launch new waste station at Mandiri Tower in Sudirman Street, South Jakarta.
Yes, this is intended to show the commitment of both parties in changing public waste disposal habits and help achieve Mandiri's net zero emission goals by 2030.
Mandiri Capital Indonesia, which is Bank Mandiri's capital venture, has collaborated with waste management startup Ecosystem to launch a new waste station at the Mandiri Tower in Sudirman Street, South Jakarta. The launch coincided with the National Waste Awareness Day that falls every February 21st. Ecosystem is a startup that participates in Zenith Accelerator, a program run by Mandiri Capital Indonesia to boost local startups with the end goal of creating synergy between startups and state-owned enterprises. The waste station will be launched to show that both parties are committed to change public waste disposal habits and help achieve Mandiri's net zero emission commitment by 2030. Not only that, this collaboration is also in line with Jakarta's Waste Awareness Program that aims to build public awareness in reducing, sorting, and recycling waste.
For the Jakarta, we have the Governor Decree number 102 year 2021 that obligate the public places to manage their waste responsibly and reduce it 30% to the landfill. So through this regulation and also global vision target, like for example Indonesia the net zero emissions by 2060. So it means like the government also push the private sector to do that, and by pushing the target to implement that, they need the solution. And that is where the climate tech that work on the waste management play a role to become a synergy and leverage the opportunities.
This synergy between climate tech startups, the government, and corporations also receives support from higher funding on green startups among many investors. This growing interest on green startups is not only driven by the expected $1 trillion market size in the region. It is also based on greater awareness regarding the triple bottom line principle in business, which underlines the importance of people, the planet, and profit.
Startups that are claiming themselves as green tech or green startup, it's increasingly in the past couple of years, 20% at least the numbers of startups. From that particular numbers, we can see that the supply and demands are growing. Yeah, in terms of the investor are looking for alternative investment that are not only seeking for profit, but also seeking for the greater goods of the environment and all the sustainability of the business.
Many are hoping that rising amount of investments in green startups may create more sustainable practices through collaborations between businesses and governments. Adelia Dinda and Lutfi Evan for See Today.
Those were the stories making headlines from Indonesia. We're going to go for a quick breather. When we come back, I think we're going to breathe a little faster because it's time for sports, right, Indra?
Right. So we have sports coming up for you, and then we have the latest update from the ITTF and IFC Championship, and of course Qatar Open, and many more. All that to come when we return on the C Morning Show only on See Today. Stay tuned.
Their existence is now being critically endangered.
Dia memiliki ekor yang sangat panjang, jauh lebih panjang daripada badannya sendiri.
Tekniknya dia itu bergelombol, menggunakan punggung temannya untuk naik.
Sebenarnya konservasi burung hantu di sini latar belakangnya jelas asas manfaat. Jadi kita pengen melestarikan burung, melestarikan satwa, tapi juga otomatis dampaknya ke masyarakat yang khususnya sekarang kalau di sini kan petani.
Berangkat aja dulu, kerjakan apa yang ada di depan kalian. Setidaknya kalian hari ini walaupun tidak mendapatkan uang, tapi kalian mendapatkan kesempatan.
Walaupun di awal-awal itu banyak sekali rintangan dan tantangan.
Kalian berproses aja dulu, jalan aja dulu. Kalau udah waktunya kalian untuk dapetin uang akan datang nyamperin kalian. Hal yang paling sangat utama untuk mengawali bisnis, ridho dan restu orang tua. Itu hal dan modal paling besar dalam mengawali usaha.
And we have more business updates right here from our nation, where the Association of Indonesian Automotive Manufacturers, or GAIKINDO, reported that over 1 million vehicles were sold in Indonesia last year.
The Indonesian government has announced plans to allocate around 4.8 billion rupiahs for this year's pre-employment program. Now, the program aims to help boost economic recovery, especially for those affected by COVID-related layoffs.
The Indonesian government is once again providing food aid in the form of rice reserves to support the public amid higher prices of the commodity in the market.
Stok bulog sekarang ini alhamdulillah masih pada posisi yang baik. Masih 1,4 juta ton.
China has been racing against time for rescue and disaster relief work after a landslide on Monday struck a mountainous village in southwest China's Yunnan province.
Figur publik kok kere. Perlombaan ini tuh seperti mendaki Everest 3 kali. Apa sih yang dicari? Bini setuju aja?
Harus setuju, saya jadi bagus.
Siapa sih yang ngajarin kamu sekuat ini?
Ada Pak Habibie katanya bikin
Bikin pesawat.
Bikin pesawat gitu.
Simsalabim. Simsalabim.
Abrakadabra.
Abrakadabra.
Sing gobang gosir.
Sing gobang gosir.
Pala botak nggak bisa disisir.
Pala botak nggak bisa.
Welcome back to the C Morning Show. It's time for some sports update. Let's start with a football update where South Korean side Ulsan Hyundai defeated their Japanese counterpart Ventrofet Kofu in 2-1, while UAE club Al Ain defeated Uzbek side Nasaf 2-1 in AFC Champions League. Both winners have earned their place in the quarterfinals of the competition.
South Korea's Ulsan Hyundai defeated Japan's Ventrofet Kofu 2-1 in the AFC Champions League. Kim Ji-hyun's 11th minute goal at Japan's national stadium effectively confirmed Ulsan's progress after winning 3-0 in the first leg in South Korea. And the 2012 and 2020 champions will now face fellow two-time winners Jeonbuk over 2 legs next month. Kazushi Mitsuhiro's 88th minute header salvaged consolation for a Kofu side that had become the first second division outfit to reach the last 16 of the Continental Club Championship before Ju Min-kyu sealed victory for Ulsan in injury time. Ulsan will now face Jeonbuk in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, in another match, Sufyan Wahimi's injury time winner sent Al Ain into the AFC Champions League quarterfinals on Wednesday. The Arab side secured a 2-1 win over FC Nasaf in the 92nd minute to avoid extra time in the competition. The home side were a goal down as Akmal Mosgavoy was left free at the back post to tap Bobo Abdikolikov's corner in from close range. Just 4 minutes later, Kojo Laba's volley leveled things up as they continued to push the visitors. The crowd went crazy as Wahimi's strike flew past goalkeeper Abdulbakir Nematov to send them into the quarterfinals.
Let's move on to some table tennis updates where hosts South Korea and Japan advanced to the quarterfinals of the ITTF Men's Team World Championship after respectively cruising past India and Austria in Busan on Wednesday.
South Korea faced India in the round 16 of the ITTF Men's Team World Championship. The first match pitted Jang Woo-jin against Harmeet Desai, which ended a 3-0 victory for Woo-jin. Meanwhile, Lim Jong-hoon and Lee Sang-soo each succeeded in beating Indian representatives Sarat Kamal Achanta and Satyan Gnanasekaran 3-1 and 3-0. This propels South Korea to the quarterfinals with a team score of 3-0. Meanwhile, Japan defeated the Austrian team when Tomokazu Harimoto notched Japan's first victory after beating Andreas Levenko 3-1. Additionally, Hiroto Shinizuka followed Harimoto's success and defeated Robert Gardos 3-1. Lastly, Sora Matsushima guaranteed Japan's spot in the next round after beating Daniel Hepson 3-0. South Korea is now set to face either Denmark or Slovenia in the quarterfinals, while Japan will be in for a tough fight as they face competition favorites China.
From table tennis, we move to tennis, where Russia's Andrei Rublev managed to advance to the quarterfinals of the Qatar Open by beating his French counterpart Richard Gasquet 6-3 to 6-4. Rublev beat Gasquet in straight set in the round of 16 of the Qatar Open on Wednesday. The Russian beat the French wildcard 6-3 in the first set before winning 6-4 in the second set. Rublev's record against French players now stands at 14 wins and 1 loss since the start of 2022. His only defeat took place when he faced Ugo Humbert in the Beijing in 2023.
6 games to 3.
Meanwhile, Gasquet, who ranked 126 globally, defeated Kazakhstan Alexander Shevchenko 6-4, 6-4 in the previous round of the competition. Rublev, who ranked 5th in the world, will now face his Czech counterpart Jakub Mensik, who defeated Andy Murray in the quarterfinals. From tennis, we move on to Formula One, where Max Verstappen clocked the fastest time on the first day of the preseason testing in Bahrain. He finished ahead of the McLaren racer Lando Norris, who took second place. Max Verstappen put Red Bull's off-track troubles to one side when he notched a clean sweep on opening day of the preseason testing at the Bahrain International Circuit on Wednesday. The triple world champion led the way in both sessions by clocking the fastest time. He also set the pace as he completed 142 laps, with records that was more than a second faster than anyone else. Meanwhile, Lando Norris notched the second fastest time for McLaren, just 1.14 seconds behind Verstappen and 0.1 quicker than Ferrari's Carlos Sainz Jr. Additionally, Mercedes lagged pace off the first day of testing as George Russell only managed to clock the 12th fastest time despite completing 121 laps.
We want to have the best competitive car, both drivers given the opportunity to do the best possible results. And how great would it be to finish on a high with Lewis? this year. And we've had so wonderful times, and 10 more months to go, and we'd give it all.
We will leave that emotional part more towards for the end of the year. Until then, it's obviously head down and try to do the best possible job for this team for the last year. I know from Fred and company that they're going to give me full support.
More football update for you. Thomas Tuchel will leave his role as Bayern Munich head coach at the end of the season. He will be leaving after only 1 year in the club. FC Bayern and Thomas Tuchel decided that they will part ways in June following several discussions and recent problems. According to a report from Fabrizio Romano, Tuchel confirmed that he will leave the club at the end of the season. Nonetheless, Bayern Munich is set to continue doing what they can to ensure maximum success. Bayern squandered a lead and lost 3-2 against Bochum on Sunday, just days after they lost 1-0 against Lazio in the Champions League. This followed their 3-0 loss to Bayer Leverkusen last weekend. This leaves Bayern 8 points behind Leverkusen with 12 games remaining in the league. Bayern is now looking for a replacement for Tuchel, who will be exploring new job option in the next 3 to 4 months. And we're going for a quick break. We'll have latest from the world of entertainment. All that when we return on the C Morning Show only on C Today.
Kind of 10 days, the priority has been getting to California and making the miles and saving our money as best we can.
We're going to ride 80 miles tomorrow. We've just ridden 70 and we're all starving.
Took the first couple of corners and felt pretty comfortable, so I thought I might get it.
So that was just too much rear brake, stalled the engine.
The end of the first day of competition.
The winner of the challenge today was Brody.
Revealed today by generations unborn when they weave their spell. The couple dreams. It's football's biggest prize on the greatest stage.
Asian flavors is gaining more popularity around the world in the last decade. Personally love this, not just because it is familiar for our palate, but because the airiness, the textures of the youtiao, it's completely different than baguette. So with those appetite and with those pleasure-driven people, Menteng is a very special place for restaurant.
Kenapa sih dia selalu mau eksis kalau aku syuting? Ijo sama yang merah ini tuh rumah pribumi. Jadi aku taruh di dalam, makanya rasanya lebih welcome gitu. Modern banget. Dia tuh sempit banget kalau ceilingnya pendek. Menurut aku ya, kita belum ngerasa memiliki kalau belum ada sejarahnya.
Gue yang penting apa yang gue makan bisa gue buang pada saat gue olahraga gitu.
Jadi Adila kalau ketemu mungkin dia ketawa tuh.
Dengan proses, gue bersyukur banget Kubu Junior tuh sempat bubar tahun 2016-2017.
Feelingnya sabu-sabu, karena sabu-sabu kita cuma makannya setahun sekali.
Kalau kita dengerin Spotify ya, Pak gimana sih caranya aku bisa masuk di sini gitu. Ya nggak boleh menghalangi lah.
The Indonesian State-Owned Enterprises Ministry has underlined its commitment to supporting small and medium enterprises by launching vending machines at Soekarno-Hatta International Airport.
Qatar has advanced to the quarterfinals of the 2023 AFC Asian Cup after defeating Palestine 2-1 in the round of 16 at the Al Ayed Stadium in Al Khor.
So we'll be back with the daily dose of entertainment. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
Volcano.
It is a volcano. Good morning. Welcome back. Still with us on the C Morning Show. It is Friday Junior, and you are back with Marissa and Karina for some entertainment news. Yes. First one of the morning. Yes, and we kick off with Billy Joel, who recently put out his first new music video in years for his latest single, Turn the Lights Back On.
That's so nice. This music video is directed by Warren Fu, and the video uses innovative technology from Deep Voodoo and some features with Billy Joel performing the song at various stages of his life. This is so cool.
So cool. Let's check it out.
Please open the door. Billy Joel takes fans back in time. On February 16, the music video for the Grammy Awards winner's new single, Turn the Lights Back On, was released, in which the singer is transformed into his former self with the help of AI technology. Sitting at the piano, Joel first revisits the 70s, wearing a brown suit and tie with his signature bushy hair as a cigarette burns on top of the instrument. The singer then transformed into an 80s Joel, donning a black leather jacket. A 90s Joel is then revealed with the singer wearing his iconic sunglasses as he taps away at the piano. The Grammy winner released Turn the Lights Back On, his first solo single in nearly 2 decades. On February 1st, the song was released alongside a limited edition 7-inch vinyl. Joel co-wrote the song with Arthur Bacon, Wayne Hector, and Freddie Wexler, who produced the track. Joel's last single, All My Life, was released in 2007, and his last full-length studio album of new material, the classical collection Fantasies and Delusions, was released in 2001. Turn the lights back on.
Right, so from music, we're going to go to movies. An original screenplay from the legendary film Star Wars, owned by Harrison Ford, was sold at the UK's auction for £10,795.
The script was used by Ford during the filming of the first Star Wars movie and sold for around $13,600. Ford left his script in a flat in London that he rented at the time, along with the filming schedule and a letter from an agent or friend. The filming schedule sold for over $6,000, while the letter sold for almost $225. The owner of the apartment who discovered the screenplay, dated March 15, 1976, had kept it for over 50 years before finally auctioning it at Excalibur Auctions in Hertfordshire, North London. The screenplay was bought by a collector from Austria during the auction. Star Wars, released in 1977, catapulted Harrison Ford to international fame.
And next up on the list of updates, after 7 years, DreamWorks Animation has finally released the official trailer. Ooh, this is one of my favorites.
Oh, yes.
Kung Fu Panda 4.
Gosh, Kung Fu Panda 4 features the return of Jack Black, yes, as the main character, Po, along with the introduction of various new characters. So if you guys remember, in the previous series, Paul successfully defeated his strongest enemies as a dragon warrior. Well, this time, he is assigned by Master Shifu as the spiritual leader of the Valley of the Peace.
Yes, and in the trailer, as you can see here, Po is seen to be struggling to calm himself down because he is always reminded of food. I feel him very, very relatable right now. Until one day, an enemy named the Chameleon appears and has the power to absorb the power of Poe's previous enemies. Poe will try to stop the Chameleon from his evil deeds, aided by Zen, a criminal fox.
Oh, what's new in the sequel is the casting of the Golden Globe winner Awkwafina as the voice of Zen, or Jen. The long-awaited fourth film, directed by Mike Mitchell and co-directed by Stephanie Ma Stein, will hit the theaters in Indonesia on March the 8th, 2024. I am going to be in the theaters, definitely for this one.
Oh, me too.
Oh, it's so adorable.
Love Kung Fu Panda.
I know.
Love it.
Ah, love it, love it. Cannot wait.
It's like a ray of sunshine in the form of a panda. It is, right? And like, oh, just his love for food, I can relate.
I know.
So
I can relate too. We need to hang out more.
We need to hang out
We
more.
need to hang out
We'll hang out with Poe.
Yeah, with
when he
Poe.
hits theaters.
Yep, exactly. We'll have lots of food before we watch on the 8th of March. Kung Fu Panda 4. So that's from Hollywood. Now we're going to shift our focus to the film scene in Indonesia. Yes, in Indonesia, we can't say it more. We love horror movies, right? So, very soon, there's going to be this Indonesian horror movie called Perjanjian Gaib that is available on Maxstream app. Yes.
You like horror movies?
I do.
That makes fun of us. Yes, for all you folks who are like Marissa, fans of horror movies, this one's for you. The film follows Andri, played by Dennis Adiswara, and his wife Wati, portrayed by Della Dartian, who seek instant wealth. Now, their chance comes when they work as nurses for a wealthy old lady, played by Ayu Laxmi.
Ooh, Ayu Laxmi, I love her. So, when the old woman unexpectedly passes away, the couple plans to take control of her property. So, to avoid suspicion, Andri, who once worked in a morgue, deliberately uses formalin to make her look alive.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, creepy.
Wow. Sorry, I'm just really invested in wow. Their plan, however, does not go smoothly as the two realize something is wrong with the house. Following their deceptive acts, the two are haunted by the vengeful spirit of the old lady, who seeks revenge for being used as a sacrifice by the couple.
Woo!
Why did I read it like that?
You were into it, baby
I was
girl.
really into it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll give it a try.
Yeah. I think so. I like the premise.
Yeah, I think I was definitely very drawn to it.
It's creepy. It's like
creepy, but not like, it doesn't jump in your face, you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of horror movies do that to you. And that's why
What's your
I can't
favorite horror
sleep at
movie?
night thinking about it. Like, I try not to watch horror movies.
Yeah, but the movie.
I remember watching The Nun.
Oh, the first one.
The first one, I think it was.
How was it?
And I couldn't sleep for 3 days. I still sometimes now think about it at night in the dark.
Did you watch another one?
No. I mean, this. I would watch this.
Okay. Watch a classic, baby.
Classic? Okay.
Which
I'm
is
going to
the
ask
Exorcist.
for some recommendations
Exorcist
from you. Okay.
It's a very good classic.
There you go. Well, folks, if you're looking for some
She's creeped out.
recommendations for the weekend, I can give you some, comedy, romance. But if you're down in the horror alley, that's Marissa's side of the pond. But on that note, we do have some more entertainment news for you later on in the show. But now we are up for another short break. In the meantime, don't forget to follow our social media accounts if you haven't already. We are on Instagram, X, and YouTube at See Today News. And right after the break, Marissa will return with the latest from the world of business.
Ka-ching!
Yes, get that money rolling. And also a live report from the Makassar New Port. So stay with us on the C Morning Show, only on See Today.
Satu bukit sampai elevasi gua hari itu nyentuh 4.000-an lah.
I kinda wanna die.
The China Earthquake Network Center reported that the quake rocked the Ertupan County in Aksu Prefecture shortly after 2 a.m. local time.
Minister January Makamba was a guest in one of our news programs, a 3-hour news show yesterday. While he was in the studio, he used the opportunity to explain the current state of diplomatic ties between Tanzania and Indonesia.
Indonesian Foreign Affairs Minister Retno Marsudi addressed the UN Security Council during an open debate in New York.
Ini adalah open debate Dewan Keamanan PBB ketiga mengenai Gaza dalam 3 bulan terakhir dan Indonesia hadir di ketiganya.
China has been racing against time for rescue and disaster relief work after a landslide on Monday struck a mountainous village in southwest China's Yunnan province.
Hey there, buddies! Welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk.
Enggak, dia hostnya, kita co-hostnya.
It's better to be overdressed than underdressed. That's actually a good hack, because I used to live in Canada. That was our trick.
Point to Manado on the smash. I'm horrible. I told you I'm bad.
Dikira dengan banyaknya informasi itu kan jadi makin gampang gitu nulis.
Iya.
Tapi ternyata susah banget.
Their existence is now being critically endangered.
Dia memiliki ekor yang sangat panjang, jauh lebih panjang daripada badannya sendiri.
Tekniknya dia keluar di itu bergelombol, menggunakan punggung temannya untuk naik.
Sebenarnya konservasi burung hantu di sini latar belakangnya jelas asas manfaat. Jadi kita pengen melestarikan burung, melestarikan satwa, tapi juga otomatis dampaknya ke masyarakat yang khususnya sekarang kalau di sini kan petani.
Figur publik kok kere.
Perlombaan ini tuh seperti mendaki Everest 3 kali.
Apa sih yang dicari? Bini setuju aja?
Orang setuju, saya jadi batu.
Siapa sih yang ngajarin kamu sekuat ini?
Ada Pak Habibie katanya bikin
Bikin pesawat.
Bikin pesawat gitu.
Simsalabim. Simsalabim.
Abrakadabra.
Abrakadabra.
Singgobang gosir.
Singgobang gosir.
Pala botak nggak bisa disisir.
Pala botak nggak bisa.
Back with SMC Morning Show, it's time for some business news. Yes, the financial report of the Indonesia Stock Exchange shows that PT Pembangunan Jaya Ancol has demonstrated positive financial performance in 2023. Yes, in 2023, PT Pembangunan Jaya Ancol Tbk, or PJAA, saw its operating income rise to 1.27 trillion rupiah. This marks a significant 32.98% increase from 957.88 billion in 2022. PJAA's operating revenue was led by ticketing at 911.66 billion rupiah, followed by other segments totaling 275.21 billion. In addition, PJAA generated 89 billion rupiah from hotel and restaurant revenues. PJAA's gross profit in 2023 rose by 28.1% to 696.95 billion, despite a 39.39% increase in costs. Net profit surged by 52.4% to 235.1 billion rupiah. However, total assets slightly decreased to 3.74 trillion rupiah, with liabilities at 2.08 trillion rupiah and equity at 1.66 trillion rupiahs. The global economic condition is still relatively frail, with advanced countries like the UK and Japan falling into recession. However, according to Bank Indonesia's Governor Peri Warjio, Indonesian banks have passed a stress test amid the conditions of uncertainty.
Both the United Kingdom and Japan have fallen into technical recession. But despite the frail global economic condition, Indonesian banks remain resilient. On Tuesday, Indonesia's central bank governor said that the country's banks have passed the stress test.
Hasil stress test Bank Indonesia juga menunjukkan ketahanan perbankan tetap kuat dalam menghadapi berbagai risiko ketidakpastian ke depan.
Bank Indonesia affirmed that in January 2024, credit growth remained high amid strong demand. Distribution of third-party funds rose 11.83% year-on-year. This year, Bank Indonesia is targeting credit growth of 10 to 12%, which they are optimistic will be achieved as the banking industry performance remains strong.
Kedepan, pertumbuhan kredit tahun 2024 diperkirakan meningkat dalam kisaran 10-12%.
In 2023, Indonesian banks performed strongly. Major banks like Bank Rakyat Indonesia saw their net profit surge by 17.5% to 60.4 trillion rupiah. Bank Mandiri's net profit also surged by 33.7%, while BCA Bank's net profit soared by 19%. Since the start of the year or on a year-to-date basis, BRI stock has risen by 11%. Bank Mandiri stock has surged by 18.3%, while Bank BCA stock has jumped by 5.8%.
The Indonesian Migrant Workers Protection Agency, or BP2MI, announced on Wednesday several sectors for the placement of migrant workers to South Korea through the Employment Permit System Test or Proficiency in Korean, or EPS, topic scheme. According to the latest report, the total number of registrants for placement in South Korea through this scheme this year has reached 62,930 people from various regions of Indonesia. The figure is higher than the previous year. The signing of an MOU between officials from both countries marks a new beginning for Indonesian migrant workers to spread their wings to South Korea. Indonesian Migrant Workers Protection Agency head Benny Ramdhani claimed that over 62,000 workers this year have registered to work in the country dubbed the land of the morning calm. Meanwhile, the 2024 EPS topic exam registration, which was originally only applied in manufacturing and fisheries, is now also applied in shipbuilding, as well as Service 1 for waste processing and Service 2 for works in hotels and restaurants. The agency also seeks to add other sectors for migrant workers placement under the Intergovernmental Cooperation Scheme, or G2G, in the agricultural and logistics sectors. Furthermore, this year, the quota for the graduates has expanded to 16,402, and those who do not pass the test will receive a refund from the agency. Spare.
Kuota kelulusan 16.402. Naik?
Iya,
Naik.
naik, Pak.
Dari tahun sebelumnya. Ya. Tiap waktu kita gunakan untuk berkomunikasi, dialog, bahkan melobi mereka. Ya, dan kita bisa lakukan kapan saja. Itu sudah dilakukan, mengundang mereka datang ke sini, kita datang ke kantor mereka. Dan delegasi kami sudah 2 kali ke Korea langsung, ya. Penambahan sektor, pekerjaan diperluas, dan penambahan kuota. Kuota alhamdulillah naik. Kemudian sektor bertambah, ya. Tadi selain fishing dan manufaktur bertambah shipbuilding, service 1 dan service 2. Kan lumayan tuh. Mudah-mudahan tadi yang kita minta misalnya logistik dong, ya. Kemudian apa tadi? Pertanian. Kemudian hospitality, ya, mudah-mudahan, ya.
The Jakarta provincial government Wednesday distributed some 15,000 tons of premium rice to modern retailers in the greater Jakarta area. The distribution took place at RPC Food Station Tipinang Warehouse in East Jakarta and addresses premium rice scarcity in the market. The distributed premium rice, weighing an average 5 kilograms, is part of the effort to tackle the rice shortages happening recently in some parts of Indonesia. Jakarta's acting governor, Heru Budi Hartono, encouraged the public to buy only what they need and please, please, please avoid hoarding rice. Authorities have further assured sufficient supplies ahead of Ramadan. Both premium and medium quality rice are available at retail prices ranging from 10,900 rupiahs to 13,900 rupiahs per kilogram.
Jadi hari ini kita lepas 15 juta kilo dan stok di Food Station dan Cipinang itu ada 46.049 ton. Jadi cukup 49.000 49.000 ton. Sehingga masyarakat tidak perlu khawatir, kita jamin stok. Ya, seterusnya, jadi stok itu untuk di Jakarta itu tentunya ada safety stock. Namanya safety stock itu kurang lebih 30.000 sampai 40.000, dinaikkan oleh Kesehatan 40.000. Safety stock yang ada di Jakarta itu 30.000. Aman untuk.
Meanwhile, elsewhere in Tangerang, Banten, hundreds of residents lined up for affordable rice at a local market organized by the city's Food Security Department. The price was set at 10,000 rupiah per kilogram. The entire stock of affordable rice was sold out in less than an hour due to high demand.
Memang hari ini memang ada kenaikan harga beras dan begitu banyaknya masyarakat menginginkan mendapatkan beras murah. Oleh karena itu secepatnya kita DKP mengantisipasi dan ini sudah berjalan 5 kecamatan dan selebihnya nanti 8 kecamatan kembali. Dan juga kita nanti akan mengantisipasi nanti menjelang hari raya pun di bulan puasa kita akan melakukan gerakan makan murah ini. Insya Allah kalau kita habis ini 250 paket ini kita akan menambahkan balik koordinasi dengan Bulog. Kita akan tambahkan lagi sebanyak 250 paket juga.
Bank Indonesia has decided to hold the BI rate at 6% to assure that inflation remains under control. This comes after the Governor's Council meeting held from February the 20th to the 21st and also a review of global conditions. Bank Indonesia Governor Peri Warjio said that current global economic conditions are improving and is predicted to grow 3.1% in 2023 and 3% in 2024. Global economic recovery is supported by the stronger economic performance in the US and India, which is in line with higher consumption and investments. Meanwhile, the Chinese economy remains consistently weak, while the UK and Japan are headed towards recession after minus economic growth for 2 consecutive quarters. The Indonesian economy is growing better than expected, with 5.05% in 2023. It is predicted to grow around 4.5 to 5.5% this year, supported by higher exports and investments as well as the election. Bank Indonesia has therefore decided to hold the BI rate at 6% to ensure that inflation remains in target.
Rapat Dewan Gubernur Bank Indonesia pada 20 dan 21 Februari 2024 memutuskan untuk mempertahankan BI rate sebesar 6%. Suku bunga deposit facility tetap sebesar 5,25% dan suku bunga lending facility tetap sebesar 6,75%. Keputusan mempertahankan BI rate pada level 6% tetap konsisten dengan fokus kebijakan moneter yang pro-stability, yaitu untuk penguatan stabilisasi nilai tukar rupiah serta langkah preemptif dan forward-looking untuk memastikan inflasi tetap terkendali dalam sasaran 2,5 plus minus 1% pada 2024.
We move our focus to the U.S. Amazon's founder and executive chairman Jeff Bezos has sold over 14 million shares, totaling $2.4 billion. Yes, according to a security filing, the sales initiated late last week and extended through Tuesday. Bezos sold a total of 14,006,906 shares in Amazon, and this generates approximately $2.37 billion. And these sales, part of pre-arranged trading plan initiated in November, bring his total shares sold since the start of the month to 50 million. Bezos sold approximately 12 million Amazon shares valued at around $2.03 billion, followed by another tranche of 12 million shares just days before. Prior to that, he also unloaded 12 million shares the week before. Bezos, who had not sold Amazon stock since May 2021, has intensified his sales activity since announcing his relocation to Miami in November. Meta's CEO Mark Zuckerberg is planning to visit South Korea to meet Samsung Electronics Chairman Jay Lee as early as later this month. Zuckerberg is expected to discuss AI chip supply and other generative AI issues, and may also meet South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol.
Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Meta, formerly Facebook, is planning to visit Korea, marking his first visit to the country in more than a decade. Although details of his upcoming trip are unknown, sources predicted that the Meta founder could meet with Samsung Electronics chair Lee Jae-yong as he did during his first trip to Korea in June 2013. Zuckerberg is expected to discuss AI chip supply and other generative AI issues. In the meantime, Seoul's presidential office also confirmed that Meta requested a meeting between Zuckerberg and President Yoon Suk-yeol, saying it was positively reviewing the request earlier in the day. If the meeting takes place, President Yoon is expected to discuss technological cooperation in the AI and digital sectors with Zuckerberg. The US IT giant has aggressively expanded in the extended reality and online advertising sectors. In a recent media interview, the Meta CEO pledged to build an artificial general intelligence, or AGI, and make it open source. While Samsung also recently established the AGI Computing Lab, comprising a group of the world's most talented researchers and engineers in the tech sector in Silicon Valley to develop the next generation chips for AGI.
Let's take a little breather. When we come back, we'll bring you a recap of what's making headlines around the world. We'll be right back.
Satu bukit sampai elevasi gua hari itu nyentuh 4.000-an lah.
I kinda wanna die.
The Indonesian State-Owned Enterprises Ministry has underlined its commitment to supporting small and medium enterprises by launching vending machines at Soekarno-Hatta International Airport.
Qatar has advanced to the quarterfinals of the 2023 AFC Asian Cup after defeating Palestine 2-1 in the round of 16 at the Al Ayed Stadium in Al Khor.
So we'll be back with the daily dose of entertainment. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
The China Earthquake Network Center reported that the quake rocked the Ertupan County in Aksu Prefecture shortly after 2 a.m. local time.
Minister Januari Makamba was a guest in one of our news programs, a 3-hour news show yesterday. While he was in the studio, he used the opportunity to explain the current state of diplomatic ties between Tanzania and Indonesia.
Indonesian Foreign Affairs Minister Retno Marsudi addressed the UN Security Council during an open debate in New York.
Ini adalah open debate Dewan Keamanan PBB ketiga mengenai Gaza dalam 3 bulan terakhir dan Indonesia hadir di ketiganya.
China has been racing against time for rescue and disaster relief work after a landslide on Monday struck a mountainous village in southwest China's Yunnan province.
Hey there, buddies! Welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk.
Enggak, dia hostnya, kita co-hostnya.
It's better to be overdressed than underdressed. That's actually a good hack, because I used to live in Canada. That was our trick.
Point to Manado on this map. I'm horrible. I told you I'm bad.
Dikira dengan banyaknya informasi itu kan jadi makin gampang gitu nulis.
Iya.
Tapi ternyata susah banget. Ke Binjai mau migrasi.
Cakep.
Anjay, aku deportasi.
Ya aku cuma mau bilang hari ini kamu tuh cantik loh.
Aduh ya Allah.
Ini. Oke lah kalau penampilan dia nggak sebaik itu, nggak sebagus itu, nggak seganteng itu, tapi itu hatinya dia sebaik itu dan tidak ada orang yang pernah gue temuin hatinya sebaik Mars.
Pemain.
Figur publik kok kere.
Perlombaan ini tuh seperti mendaki Everest 3 kali.
Apa sih yang dicari? Bini setuju aja?
Harus setuju, saya jadi badut.
Siapa sih yang ngajarin kamu sekuat ini?
Ada Pak Habibie katanya gitu bikin.
Bikin pesawat.
Bikin pesawat gitu.
Simsalabim. Simsalabim.
Abrakadabra.
Abrakadabra.
Singgobang gosir.
Singgobang gosir.
Pala botak nggak bisa disisir.
Pala botak nggak bisa.
Gue yang penting apa yang gue makan bisa gue buang pada saat gue olahraga gitu.
Jadi ambillah kalau ketemu mungkin dia ketawa.
Dengan proses, gue bersyukur banget Kubu Junior tuh sempat bubar tahun 2016-2017.
Feelingnya sabu-sabu, karena sabu-sabu kita cuma makannya setahun sekali.
Kalau kita dengerin Spotify ya, Pak gimana sih caranya aku bisa masuk di sini gitu. Ya nggak boleh menghalangi lah.
Their existence is now being critically endangered.
Dia memiliki ekor yang sangat panjang, jauh lebih panjang daripada badannya sendiri.
Tekniknya dia itu bergelombol menggunakan punggung temannya untuk naik.
Sebenarnya konservasi burung hantu di sini latar belakangnya jelas asas manfaat. Jadi kita pengen melestarikan burung, melestarikan satwa, tapi juga otomatis dampaknya ke masyarakat yang khususnya sekarang kalau di sini kan petani.
Satu bukit sampai elevasi gua hari itu nyentuh 4.000-an lah.
I kinda wanna die.
Hi, welcome back to the C Morning Show. At least 67 Palestinians were killed during Israeli strike across Gaza that happened overnight and into Wednesday.
Airstrike terror by the occupation forces spread into areas where civilians have been told to seek refuge, including a location which Israel declared previously as a safe zone.
The Israeli occupation forces continued the bombardment of several areas in Gaza, Palestine on Tuesday night and into Wednesday. The Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital in Deir al-Balah says it received 4 bodies after multiple strikes in central Gaza. An Israeli airstrike also hit a house in Gaza's southernmost city of Rafah and killed a family of 8. The dead included university professor Nasser Ibrahim Abul Nur, his wife, 5 children, and 1 grandchild. The bodies were taken to the Abu Yusuf al-Najjar hospital, along with the bodies of 2 people that were killed in a strike on a vehicle in Rafah. The Israeli occupation forces strikes also killed 7 people in the city of Khan Yunis, the main focus of Israel's offensive in recent weeks. Another 6 were killed in Mawasi, an area Israel has declared as a safe zone. At least 67 Palestinians in total were killed during the massive Israeli offensive in Gaza since Tuesday night.
صوت الانفجار فتحت عيني لقيت حالي في دار الجيران اخوي كان يصلي لقيته نصه نازل من الارض نصه نازل في الطاير ونصه في الهواء ونصه على السقف لفيت من دار الجيران على دارنا لقيت اختي مرميه في الشارع بطلع بلاقي امه مقطع مرميه في الشارع بدور على ابوي خواتي 3 صبايا ما لهم مش دخل في شيء 3 صبايا ينزل عليهم صاروخين يفتتهم ال3 في كفن واحد هي الكفن 3 صبايا في كفن واحد مش لاقيين منهم شيء ليش
3 عائلات نازحين اجوا على مدينه رفح انه في امان في رفح وفيش استهدافات اتفاجئنا في الليل 3 عائلات هان وفي عائله فوق 9 انفار في الليل تم استهداف هذا المبنى أعراس ساكنين أطفال عزة المدنيين دكتور ملوش أي ذنب في هذه الحرب اللي بتصير 7 شهداء أشلاء كلهم لقيناهم برا الدور وعلى الدرج وأشلاء لحتى الآن موجودة قدرنا نطلع الإصابات من هذا المبنى. في نازحين كانوا كثير عائلات تقريبا فوق 30 40 نفر نازحين كلهم أغلبهم أطفال.
The war began when Palestinian Hamas fighters rampaged into the southern Israel on October 7, killing some 1,200 people and taking around 250 Israeli hostage. This escalation follows months of violence done by the Israeli occupation forces, mostly in the occupied West Bank, tensions around the Gaza border, and at contested holy sites in Jerusalem. More than 29,000 Palestinians have been killed since October 7th, and thousands had heeded Israel orders to flee south. Around 1.5 million have crowded into Rafah. Despite many countries condemning the Israel occupation, the country has vowed to expand its ground offensive to the southernmost city as it seeks to destroy Hamas, which is still fighting the Israel occupation forces across the territory.
At the moment, the United States are working on trying to stopping from Israel advancing to Rafah, but at the same time, WHO on their website said that they led 2 life-saving missions to transfer 32 critical patients, including 2 children from Nasser Medical Complex in southern Gaza, and the team also provided limited supplies of essential medicines and food for remaining patients and staff who are otherwise cut off from the aids. Mind you, again, Netanyahu is still continuing saying like he's going to advance. I mean, this is gonna create more international problems because again, they're at the edge of, they're in the borders of Egypt. So if this keep going on, it's not only creating problems in the Gaza Strip and Israel, but also it's gonna involve now with the Egypt, even though it's already happening. They're trying to take out people from Yan Kunis more down, with already 1.5 million already displaced from their homes.
Right. And we have more news from Europe, where hundreds of farmers drove their tractors into the heart of Madrid, Spain on Wednesday.
They did
so as part of the ongoing protests against the European Union and local farming policies. They also demanded measures which may also lower the effects of spiking production costs. The protest on Wednesday was one of the biggest of its kind to have taken place in the Spanish capital. It followed more than 2 weeks of daily protests across the country as farmers rallied outside the Agricultural Ministry's headquarters. Some brought tractors to protest, while others were transported by buses.
Farmers complained that the 27-nation EU policies on the environment and other matters burned the financial system, making them more expensive than non-EU imports. Although Spain and the European Commission have made some concession in recent weeks, farmers still say that they.
And aside from the EU policies, Spanish farmers said that the law aimed at ensuring wholesale major supermarket clients and fair prices is not enforced, despite soaring consumer prices.
Trainee doctors across South Korea have tendered their resignations, with 1,600 junior doctors walking off the job in the most recent shakeup to the country's healthcare system.
They're protesting a government plan to expand the intake of medical students in a country with one of the lowest doctor-to-patient ratio. Additionally, South Korea relies on 13,000 trainee doctors to help them alleviate the shortage.
The government announced earlier this month that they would add 2,000 slots to the yearly quota of medical students, up from 3,000 today.
Earlier this month, the South Korean government announced a plan to increase the number of annual medical school entrants by 2,000. The plan was met with opposition from outraged doctors who argued that the decision would lead to the fall of medical service quality and education. As of Tuesday, a total of 8,816 trainee doctors submitted their resignations. This makes up around 70% of some 13,000 junior doctors in Korea. The government, in response, ordered over 6,000 of them to return to post. This is a sharp increase from Monday's collective resignations of over 6,000 resident doctors, some of whom didn't make it to work. Among 6,415 resident doctors who handed in their resignation, about a quarter of them failed to show up to work on Tuesday. Behind me is one of Korea's biggest hospitals, Seoul St. Mary's Hospital, where 7 out of 10 resident doctors didn't come into work. Second Vice Health Minister Bang Min-soo told the reporters that so far the ministry has received 92 complaints in connection to trainee doctors' collective resignations. The general public, while seemingly unopposed to the increase in medical school quota, remains concerned about the potential lack of doctors for urgent medical care. South Korean President Yoon Suk-yeol, at a cabinet meeting on Tuesday, said that the doctors' collective action is holding people's lives and health hostage, and that the demand for medical care has been rapidly increasing, but the needs cannot be met. The majority of the doctors, however, have a different opinion. Of course, South Korea is an aging society that needs additional doctors. However, it must be tackled together with problems such as the disappearance of rural communities, declining population, social inequality, and the collapse of regional medical care. This won't be resolved by an increase in the medical school quota. Additionally, there is no concrete evidence to support the government's plan of increasing exactly 2,000 medical school entrants. We need specific discussions before setting the number at 2,000. I believe we must first critically analyze the current problem before coming up with a solution. If the general public sees doctors just as a group of wealthy white-collar workers who are difficult to arrange visits with, this will increase the burden on the state and in turn on the individuals. The South Korean Health Ministry speculates that by 2035, Seoul will need 15,000 more doctors than now, as South Korea heads into a super-age society. 1/5 of the South Korean population will be aged 65 or above by next year. It is yet unclear how the ongoing trainee doctor strike will be resolved as the government continues to take a stern stance. Reporting from Seoul, South Korea, Seung Kim for C Today.
President Joko Widodo will inaugurate the Makassar New Port Complex in South Sulawesi very soon. So let's stay updated on the situation. We have Andira Putri reporting for us live from the location. What have you got for us today, Andira?
Yes, morning Marisa. Good morning from the windy Makassar. The wind is quite strong in here near Makassar New Port. And then, however, the preparation for the launch of the phase 1B and 1C of Makassar New Port in South Sulawesi is still underway. Like you could see, like all around me, all of the members of the press as well as for the invitations for this launch have been arrived here to wait for the President Joko Widodo along with high-level officials. And also there has been an extra security measurements to ensure that the event will be conducted in a safe and also a smooth manner. So a little bit of information regarding this Makassar New Port. So this is expected to be the hub of the eastern part of Indonesia. As you may know, Indonesia is really big, a lot of islands in here. With this development of this Makassar New Port, it is expected that everything that comes from the East Indonesia in terms of logistics as well as transportation, it will not have to go across to the capital city Jakarta, but then everything could be stored here. This could be the center of all of the transportation and the logistic movement throughout the eastern part of Indonesia. So the Makassar New Port, if you notice, I mentioned that today will be the launch of the phase 1B and 1C. This is because the first phase, the 1A phase, have already been launched in 2018. The terminal itself just right beside me, while behind me will be the place for the 1B and 1C terminal. So this is a really huge port with 1.6 kilometer total areas, and then each year it is expected that this port could have the capacity of 2.5 million TEUs or 20 foot equivalent unit, which is the measurements that they have to take to describe the container. So it's really big because, like I've been mentioning before, this will be the hub for all of the logistic and transportation in the eastern part of Indonesia. So in here, in Makassar, many ships could come from the east part of Indonesia, such as from Sorong, from Ambon, and from Jayapura, and also it goes from the opposite way from Makassar and to other areas. And aside from that, this port will also be called as an international terminal, meaning that all of the export process as well as the international ships could also pass here if they want to go to eastern part of Indonesia. We had a chat yesterday with the President Director of Pelindo, and he mentioned that it is expected that with this kind of development and also with the government continuous efforts in the downstreaming project, it is expected that all of the international traffic will also pick up around this Makassar new port. So again, a huge thing because what the President Director of Pelindo has just stated to me is that this place, they will not only make it as a hub for the eastern part of Indonesia for all of the transportation and logistic flow, but they are also expected this Makassar new port to be some kind of like a guidance as well as some kind of an example on how the port in Indonesia should operate. Again, a huge place, a huge project, and also a huge kind of responsibility, and cannot wait to see what we have in store in this Makassar new port. So it is expected that for the launching ceremony, it will begin around 30 minutes from now. So in here in the Central Indonesia time, it will take place at 1 a.m. And we're still waiting for the arrival of President Joko Widodo along with high-level officials such as the Transportation Minister Budi Karya Sumadi and State-owned Enterprise Minister Erick Thohir. And we'll continue to give you further updates about this. Back to the studio.
Andira, thank you so much for those updates. Stay safe out there. And that was Andira Putri with Andre Saputra and Ferry Ahmad reporting from the Makassar New Port in South Sulawesi. We will have more updates about the inauguration of the facility later on in the show, but for now, let's take another short break. And when we return, we will have updates from around Southeast Asia. Stay with us.
Their existence is now being critically endangered.
Dia memiliki ekor yang sangat panjang, jauh lebih panjang daripada badannya sendiri.
Tekniknya dia itu bergelombol, menggunakan punggung temannya untuk naik.
Sebenarnya konservasi burung hantu di sini latar belakangnya jelas asas manfaat. Jadi kita pengen melestarikan burung, melestarikan satwa, tapi juga otomatis dampaknya ke masyarakat yang khususnya sekarang kalau di sini kan petani.
Berangkat aja dulu, kerjakan apa yang ada di depan kalian. Setidaknya kalian hari ini walaupun tidak mendapatkan uang, tapi kalian mendapatkan kesempatan.
Walaupun di awal-awal itu banyak sekali rintangan dan tantangan.
Kalian berproses aja dulu, jalan aja dulu. Kalau udah waktunya kalian untuk dapetin uang akan datang nyamperin kalian. Hal yang paling sangat utama untuk mengawali bisnis, ridho dan restu orang tua. Itu hal dan modal paling besar dalam mengawali usaha.
And we have more business updates right here from our nation, where the Association of Indonesian Automotive Manufacturers, or GAIKINDO, reported that over 1 million vehicles were sold in Indonesia last year.
The Indonesian government has announced plans to allocate around 4.8 billion rupiahs for this year's pre-employment program. Now, the program aims to help boost economic recovery, especially for those affected by COVID-related layoffs.
The Indonesian government is once again providing food aid in the form of rice reserves to support the public amid higher prices of the commodity in the market.
Stok bulog sekarang ini alhamdulillah masih pada posisi yang baik, masih 1,4 juta ton.
China has been racing against time for rescue and disaster relief work after a landslide on Monday struck a mountainous village in southwest China's Yunnan province.
Figur publik kok kere. Perlombaan ini tuh seperti mendaki Everest 3 kali. Gitu. Apa sih yang dicari? Bini setuju aja?
Harus setuju, saya jadi badut.
Siapa sih yang ngajarin kamu sekuat ini?
Ada Pak Habibie katanya bikin
bikin pesawat.
Bikin pesawat gitu.
Simsalabim. Simsalabim.
Abrakadabra.
Abrakadabra.
Singgobang gosir.
Singgobang gosir.
Pala botak nggak bisa disisir.
Pala botak nggak bisa.
Welcome back to you folks, still with us on the C Morning Show on C Today. Now we have news and updates from around Southeast Asia. We kick off with Laos and Thailand, who have agreed to elevate temporary border facilities to permanent border checkpoints.
This regulation aims to promote trade and security cooperation between the two countries.
Local authorities from Laos and Thailand have talked about upgrading their checkpoints connecting Bampakseng in Natan District, Thailand, to Paksapang village in the Lakonpeng district of Salavan province, Laos.
The decision is made over the present limitations on specific items, which restricts their sales and transportation at the border. This improvement, which is expected to start in the coming months, will likely clear the path for the full opening of cross-border trade. Prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Lao-Thai cross-border trade was estimated to be worth more than $77.8 million annually.
In the years to come, Laos and Thailand expect an increase in cross-border trade with the building of the 6th Thai-Lao Friendship Bridge, spanning over the Mekong River from the Salavan and Lakonpeng district to Ubon Ratchathani province, Natan district on the Thai side.
Laos and Thailand have also agreed to strengthen security in their borderland. This is to combat illegal immigration, human trafficking, and drug trafficking. Both countries will also further deepen their collaboration in information exchange, crack down on hostile groups that oppose the attempts to improve relations between the two countries.
Philippine Air Force and U.S. Pacific Air Force PAFAC conducted on Monday a joint patrol over the West Philippine Sea. The event was part of the 3rd Maritime Cooperative Activities between the two countries.
Philippine Armed Forces AFP announced that 3 of its air fleet flew alongside PACAF bomber aircraft from the west of Ilocos to Mindoro Strait. The operation underlined the commitment of both armed forces to enhancing interoperability as well as advancing peace and security in the Indo-Pacific region.
An AFP representative emphasized that the joint operation enhances the armed forces' capabilities to fulfill its mandate and maintain its presence throughout the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. The Philippine Air Force, through this operation, reaffirms its dedication to safeguarding national territory, asserting sovereign rights, and upholding regional peace and security.
On the other hand, China's military has accused the Philippines of creating tension in the South China Sea through this joint air patrol with extraterritorial countries. In response, China deployed frontline naval and air forces to closely monitor this situation, emphasizing their commitment to defending national sovereignty with unwavering vigilance.
Telkom Indonesia, through its subsidiary Telecommunication on Satellite Indonesia, or Telkomsat, launched on Wednesday Satelit Merah Putih 2 using a SpaceX rocket.
The satellite, which was launched from Cape Canaveral in Florida, is part of Telkom's commitment in ensuring equitable internet access throughout Indonesia.
Satelit Merah Putih is the first high-throughput satellite ever owned by Telkom Indonesia.
Ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of Merah Putih 2 on its way to geostationary transfer orbit, and it is on its way.
The Merah Putih 2 satellite, owned by Indonesian Satellite Telecommunication or Telkomsat, successfully launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, United States on Wednesday, February 21st. The 11th satellite, owned by a subsidiary of Telkom Indonesia, uses high-throughput satellite technology using the Falcon 9 rocket owned by SpaceX. The Merah Putih 2 satellite will operate at an orbital position of 113 degrees east for 15 years, covering data services all over Indonesia.
Probably too early.
Little too early there, yeah.
After launching, the Merah Putih 2 satellite will go through various tests and is targeted to start operating in April 2024. Telkom Chief Executive Officer Ririk Adriansyah said that the launch of this satellite is a form of Telkom's commitment to support equitable connectivity in Indonesia.
And there it is. We have Miko.
Akan terus mengembangkan bisnis satelit karena kami yakin bisnis satelit kita di Indonesia kita butuh satelit yang cukup besar, cukup banyak karena konsumsi data per kapita kan juga terus meningkat, sehingga kita perlu menyiapkan infrastruktur broadband kita nggak hanya yang di kota-kota besar, tapi termasuk daerah 3T yang akan membutuhkan dukungan satelit. Jadi ke depan kita akan terus komit untuk terus mengembangkan pelayanan satelit ini yang merupakan bagian dari katakanlah sumber-sumber pertumbuhan bisnis di Telkom Group ke depannya.
We should be seeing stage separation. There we go. The non-stubby nozzle on the right is the Merlin vacuum engine.
Meanwhile, Telkomsat CEO Lukman Hakim Abdul Rauf mentioned that the presence of high-throughput satellite will provide services at low per-capacity prices, as well as to provide benefits to the community.
And those fairing halves will be recovered and likely flown again.
Segmen yang akan kami sasar dengan satelit baru ini adalah wholesale dan enterprise. Wholesale artinya tadi yang kami sampaikan yang akan menjadi customer kita adalah VSAT operator yang akan melakukan reselling terhadap kapasitas kita dan juga kepada mobile operator yang akan menggunakan satelit kita sebagai backhaul. Kemudian dari sisi enterprise kita juga lihat banyak potensi dari teman-teman yang bergerak di mana mining gitu ya, yang punya area industri yang memang belum dan tidak terjangkau oleh layanan terestrial. Dan ini dan terakhir kita juga punya segmen di maritim yang kita juga yakin bahwa segmen ini juga akan selalu menjadi area market dari satellite bisnis karena terestrial pasti tidak akan bisa jauh masuk ke dalam area maritim ya, mungkin hanya 12 kilo atau 15 kilo maksimum dari bibir pantai, dan itu sisanya adalah menjadi area market dari satellite business.
Moment that they relight the engine to put it into a sort of transfer orbit.
Previously, Telkom had launched the Merah Putih satellite in 2018, which operates at 108 east longitude orbital slot. As of now, Telkomsat has actively operated 2 satellites, namely Telkom 3S and Telkom Merah Putih.
Merah Putih 2 now on its way.
Bahrian Bahri, Oswald Nainggolan for C Today.
At an altitude of about 800 kilometers up. Yes, another successful mission. Indonesia.
Wonderful. That's some of the top stories coming from Southeast Asia. We are going to take a little break. When we come back, we'll bring you our first talk show that is celebrating the World Scouts Day. Do a good turn daily. Yes.
Kind of 10 days, the priority has been getting to California and making the miles and saving our money as best we can.
But we're going to ride 80 miles tomorrow. We've just ridden 70 and we're all starving.
Took the first couple of corners and felt pretty comfortable, so I thought I might get it.
So that was just too much rear brake, stalled the engine.
The end of the first day of competition.
The winner of the challenge today was Brody.
Revealed today by generations unborn when they weave their spell. The Cup of Dreams. It's football's biggest prize on the greatest stage.
Asian flavors is gaining more popularity around the world in the last decade. personally love this, not just because it's familiar for our palate, but because the airiness, the textures of the youtiao, it's completely different than baguette. So with those appetite and with those pleasure-driven people, Menteng is a very special place for restaurant.
Kenapa sih dia selalu mau eksis kalau aku syuting? Ijo sama yang merah ini tuh rumah pribumi. Jadi aku taruh di dalam, makanya rasanya lebih welcome gitu. Modern banget. Dia tuh sempit banget kalau ceilingnya pendek. Menurut aku ya, kita belum ngerasa memiliki kalau belum ada sejarahnya.
Gue yang penting apa yang gue makan bisa gue buang pada saat gue olahraga sih gitu.
Jadi Adila kalau ketemu mungkin dia ketawa. Dengan proses, gue bersyukur banget Kubu Junior tuh sempat bubar tahun 2016-2017.
Feelingnya sabu-sabu, karena sabu-sabu kita cuma makannya setahun sekali.
Kalau kita dengerin Spotify ya, Pak gimana sih caranya aku bisa masuk di sini gitu. Ya nggak boleh menghalangi lah.
The Indonesian State-Owned Enterprises Ministry has underlined its commitment to supporting small and medium enterprises by launching vending machines at Soekarno-Hatta International Airport.
Qatar has advanced to the quarterfinals of the 2023 AFC Asian Cup after defeating Palestine 2-1 in the round of 16 at the Al Ayed Stadium in Al Khor.
So we'll be back with the daily dose of entertainment. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
Something like that.
Is that correct? Is that like the clap or the step?
Tepuk Pramuka is only in Indonesia.
Tepuk Pramuka is only in Indonesia. Wow, learning something new every day. Yes. Today is World Scouts Day, right, Indra?
That's right. And we just did the clap for Indonesian Scouts.
Yes, so that's why today we would like to zero in on the scouting scene in Indonesia, because I remember when I was in high school. No, I was in elementary school actually. And I remember every Saturday we would have scout activities, but I was never really sure like what is exactly trained in as a scout.
Camping?
Camping, yeah, those kind of things, right? But today is a fantastic opportunity for me and probably you to ask and find out more about Scouts, because today is the World Scouts Day. So that's why today we have here in the studio the Indonesian National Rover Council Chairperson, Raihan Muhammad Sujaya. Happy World Scouts Day.
Happy World Scouts Day.
So how do you celebrate World Scouts Day today, Raihan?
Okay, we celebrate it by holding some ceremony of BP Day. We call it BP Day.
What's that? Baden Powell.
Baden Powell, the founder of Scout movement. This is the 167 years of Scout in this world. Yeah, we celebrate it by holding a ceremony this evening.
Right.
Oh, okay.
In Cibubur. Oh, that's like the perfect place. But I'm really, really curious, Raihan. So this is the 167th year of the existence of Scouts in the world.
Of the BP.
Of BP.
Born of BP.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, the birth of BP.
Yes, of BP.
So how did it come about? What was the history of Scouts back then? Why it came about?
Yeah. As we know, that BP was the former of Lieutenant General UK, and he liked to do many adventure activities, and he liked to involve youth generation, and he engaged youth members to do more about outdoors activity, adventures activity. So that's he made some movement. He made some small groups at the first time to do some camping activity in the field, in camping ground, and do many handicrafts. And they call it scouting.
Scouting.
Yeah, so that's why we exist until now, because handicraft is still needs until these days.
Yeah. What's the objective back then?
Yeah, the objective is about firstly the characters.
Character building.
Buildings.
Right.
Yeah, we learn about the personality things. We learn about the disciplinary. We learn about the hunts. We learn about maybe how to do the things, even it's we never meet that things before.
Yes.
But we have to do that things.
Is it about survival skill?
It's survival skill. Okay. Yeah, the first thing is the character buildings, and the second is the capacity buildings.
Capacity building. What's
about
that? What do
the
you
knowledge, the skills, the soft or hard skill in our lives. Yeah, we learn it by scouting. We don't learn everything in scouting, but we learn everything in scouting. Sorry, we don't learn anything in scouting, but we learn everything by scouting.
Oh, by scouting.
Yes, by scouting we learn everything.
You know, that's interesting. Like, I just realized like that's where the name came from, because like from my church, like we had actually a scouting, but it's called Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Pathfinder.
Which is in like in a sense path, and then scouting. It's like it's similar activities, which where you're trying to find something, and it's kind of interesting. Like you're not learning. You're learning
we don't learn everything in scouting,
but
we learn everything by scouting.
By scouting.
Interesting.
So how are the skills that we learn in scouting relevant to our daily lives?
Yeah. To our daily life, okay, let's say about training or learning about semaphore, you know, a couple
Semaphore, yeah.
Semaphore,
Yeah.
couple of flags.
Yeah.
We're not only training about how to giving signs to another,
Yes.
to our opposite,
Yes.
but we are training to be focused. We memorize the signs.
Right.
We give our concentration to the sign that our opposite gives.
Yes.
Yeah, we learn everything only by a couple of semaphore.
Right.
We only talk about semaphore.
Yeah.
And there's so many tools in scouting, like ropes.
Ropes?
Semaphore.
How is learning about ropes relevant to our current lives?
About ropes relevance, maybe we have to ensure the strength of something that we made.
Yes.
Because it relates with maybe somebody's safety.
Yes.
Yeah, and we learn about we take responsibility to another safety. So we have to make something best and excellent by roping.
So this is actually about character building.
Yes.
I did not understand back then, Raihan, when I was doing it at school. I thought it was just like a duty or a chore.
Right.
Because I didn't get like, why do we have to do this? Why do we have to create the rope? It's like, what's the objective? Now I finally get it.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's why I said we don't learn everything in scouting, but we learn everything by scouting. That's why.
Yes.
We found out about this 40 years later.
Exactly. I'm not that old, by the way.
Oh yeah. By the age of 40, sorry.
By the age of 40. Thank you for revealing my age to the audience. Hello.
We're proud of that number.
I know.
By the way, so one other thing that's interesting for me is Scout is very global organization.
Yes.
It's not, I mean, like in Indonesia itself, I mean, I remember like growing up, besides joining the from school, I actually joined, like I mentioned earlier, from church, which is like it's a global organization. I also joined actually the Australian one because like I want to go caving.
Oh, you
so
like
that was
caving.
fun.
Yes, I remember.
So talk about like how about the global stage. Like I mean, how's the Indonesian Scout in the global stage, and how does the global stage again the Scout globally work? Do they work together? Like, how is the organization work?
Of course, we do work together. Firstly, I'm going to say that we have the largest numbers of members in World Scout.
Seriously?
Yeah.
How many?
We have almost half of whole members in the world.
How
we
many?
have 25 million members. and we have
12 million. Oh, 15.
50 millions worldwide.
Oh, we have 50 million worldwide and 25 in Indonesia.
Indonesia.
That's amazing. BD would have been proud. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why in every national event, the scouts from our best friend countries will learn so many things from Indonesia, because they think that how can Indonesia held this big event when they just engage with maybe 100 to 500 maximum, and we engage more than 20,000 members in one event.
Wow. Wow.
They learn about it, and we work together. Like we involved in the regional level, Asia Pacific regional.
Yeah.
As you know, before this period, there was someone from Indonesia being the chairman of Asia Pacific region Scout. Asia Pacific being chairman from Indonesia.
Wow.
He was a former of Thailand ambassador of.
I see.
Indonesia ambassador in Thailand.
In Thailand.
Oh.
Before. How enthusiastic are the young generations now in joining Scouts?
Of course, I'm gonna say that the enthusiastic of young generation in Indonesia a little bit maybe got some degradation from Indonesia because.
Why do you think so?
Yeah, because we have to show them the fun and the happy things from Scout, but they can find it in another way, like even it's negative way, such as online games, such as social media and many toxic things, and we have to adapt it. So we are making any methods that we can do to engage them. Like we do some scouting by online games. We do scouting by Zoom meeting. We do scouting by social media.
Oh, that's nice that you guys actually adapt to the technology.
That's great.
All right, so we have 3 ropes in front of us.
I didn't realize.
One's gonna be for you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna hand it one to the scout leader right there.
Okay.
And then apparently we're gonna do some.
Tali menali.
Oh yeah, tali menali. But
In
again,
Indonesian.
it's not only about learning how to do roping.
No.
You need to learn about life skills right here.
Exactly, life skills. So this time I'm going to do tali menali, or playing with my ropes,
I hate to admit
enthusiastically, because now there is actually a goal to it.
Yeah.
Right, Raihan?
Yeah.
So teach us the
Okay.
most basic tali menali, or probably the most difficult as well.
Yeah, it's roping. We are actually practicing about the problem solving things here.
See? Problem solving by
this
rope.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Please make the tie on your hands. With this rope.
Okay. And then, this is so exciting.
I feel like I'm already failing.
Anyway.
You're so hard on yourself,
Tie your
Indra.
hands anyway.
Oh, just keep.
Just tie it. Okay. We're tying it. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Do we just tie it however we
Okay.
want it to
Anyway,
be, or there's no specific knot that
No.
I need to do? Okay.
Methods, yeah.
Okay. Got it. Look at this.
But don't make it too
tight. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, not too tight.
I mean, too heavy to your hands.
Okay.
Okay.
There.
Hurts your hand. Yeah.
Next.
And then? Oh, twice. Oh, the other one as well.
Oh, okay.
This is so
Sorry.
fun.
Wait.
Wait.
I have to make this crossed.
Oh, to me.
Nah.
Abong.
Yeah.
Okay. This is nice.
All right.
Look, Indra, we're connected.
Yes.
There.
All right. We
Then
already tie ourselves together now.
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a challenge. Just make yourself free from that rope.
We gotta get out of this. Can I just untie it?
No. This is easy. This is easy. Look, it's like this, Indra. Yeah, do it like that.
Okay. Am I turning again?
No, actually, I'm just gonna. Ooh, this is so difficult.
Okay, I'm waiting an instruction from you.
Wow.
So you're gonna tell me what to do now.
Wow, this is so difficult. How are we going to, Indra?
Have to think to solve this problem, you know.
But is this solvable? Or are you just playing with us?
Solvable.
I saw it on YouTube.
Did you?
I don't know.
Indra,
It's
you're
solvable
so
without. I
nice.
bet my daughter watched something like this. And
Oh, I know. You squat.
Squat.
And then make a circle. And then I'll go here.
Oh, okay. 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 And then we still tie. Okay. And we're back again.
No, unfortunately, it doesn't work.
So?
Is there? Wait.
Do you want to solve the problem? Go on,
Yeah,
Indra. Solve the problem.
Should I help you now?
You try first.
Give me 5 seconds.
Okay. Go on.
I give you 5 minutes.
I don't think it was.
Oh. So still not working.
Okay, now we're even more tangled. Come on.
Oh.
Nope.
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 No.
No, wait. Okay.
Okay.
Should we say it? We give up?
Give up.
We give up. All right,
Okay.
now you have to show it
Give
to
up.
us.
Yeah, you make this more complicated than this. Then you started.
Okay.
Just follow me.
Okay.
Okay, can the camera see this?
Yes.
Okay.
Camera can
all right.
see. So this is what's happening.
Can you turn over?
Me?
Turn around, yeah.
Like this?
Enough. Okay. Let me do this.
What?
So I think you need to slow down so the camera can catch you.
No.
Okay.
You don't need to slow down. This is gonna be magic.
Wait.
Uh-oh. Uh-huh. And then?
Oh!
No. There's a different way.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Marissa.
Without untie them.
That's amazing. Suddenly, I'm interested in Scout.
Marissa and I
This is
Marissa and
so
I
fun.
managed to make it more complicated than what it needs to be.
That's what humans do. Right? They make it complicated for themselves.
All right, so
Anyways.
today's World Scout Day,
Yeah.
you have a wish or hopes that you want to say to everybody before we close this?
Thank you. I'm gonna say that, of course, Happy BP Scout Day.
Okay.
Happy
Yes.
BP Day,
Happy BP
2024.
Day.
And as what we know, the World Scout motto, Scout creating a better world.
Okay.
I hope that scouts all over the world can be better and better to make this world better.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
That's
agree.
all.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. Happy World Scouts Day, everyone. And the message is very beautiful. Make it better for the world. Thank you so much, Raihan, for sharing.
Thank you.
Enjoy the celebration tonight in Cibubur. There's going to be 20,000 scouts there?
No.
No.
Not today.
Not today.
Alright.
Not
Yeah.
today.
Not today.
All righty.
All right, so before we close the segment, we
Yes.
have President Joko Widodo will inaugurate the Makassar New Port Complex in South Sulawesi soon. Aside from the president, the ceremony will also involve State-owned Enterprise Minister Erick Thohir. Let's see what the situation is like ahead the inauguration of the Makassar New Complex. Right now, we're going live into Makassar. We're seeing the inauguration is taking place at the moment.
Yes.
Let's join in live there.
Para Direktur Utama BUMN terkait dan Bapak dan Ibu sekalian, tamu undangan yang berbahagia. Kembali kami ucapkan selamat datang dalam acara peresmian Makassar Newport. Hadirin yang kami hormati, Makassar Newport hadir sebagai pelabuhan peti kemas terbesar di timur Indonesia yang sejajar dengan pelabuhan besar dunia lainnya. Pelabuhan ini diharapkan dapat memperkuat visi Indonesia menjadi poros maritim dunia. Mengawali acara pada pagi hari ini, kita dengarkan sambutan selamat datang dari penjabat Gubernur Sulawesi Selatan, Bapak Bahtiar Baharudin.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Salam sehat selalu dan salam bahagia. Yang sangat kami muliakan, yang sangat kami banggakan, Bapak Presiden Republik Indonesia, Bapak Joko Widodo. Kami atas nama masyarakat dan pemerintah daerah Provinsi Selatan, kawan-kawan kami 24 Bupati Wali Kota Bapak Presiden, semuanya hadir lengkap. Silakan berdiri Bapak Bupati Wali Kota. Semuanya tegak lurus loyal sama Bapak Presiden. Jadi kami bangga sekali Bapak, bahagia sekali karena pembangunan ini Bapak tempatkan di wilayah Makassar, Sulawesi Selatan. Dan kami yakin, saya yakinnya ini bagian dari cara untuk membuat lompatan kembali kejayaan Makassar sebagai pusat perdagangan di wilayah timur Indonesia. Kami memiliki letak geografis untuk perdagangan lintang utara Indonesia. Kami tidak perlu melalui Selat Malaka, bisa menggunakan Alki 2, Alki 3. Dan ketika ada pelabuhan besar yang dibangun di tempat ini, insya Allah seluruh hasil bumi, hasil perikanan kami, hasil pertanian, peternakan, dan seluruh bahan-bahan yang di wilayah ini akan berkembang menjadi daerah yang sangat maju luar biasa. Apalagi kami juga sangat berterima kasih Bapak Presiden dengan akan adanya IKN yang beroperasi. Tentu yang paling menikmati adalah Makassar, Sulawesi Selatan yang paling menikmati. Bapak Presiden, sungguh terima kasih. Pada bagian akhir Bapak Presiden, seluruh arahan Bapak sudah kami laksanakan. Soal inflasi Bapak sebelumnya adalah 3, sejak kami pimpin 3 bulan terakhir, 4 bulan terakhir bersama Forkompimda, Bupati Wali Kota, sekarang inflasi Sulawesi Selatan di bawah rata-rata nasional 2,38. Izin Bapak dalam soal sosial, politik, dan keamanan, kalau dulu soal pemilu, Sulsel ini ya biasa Sulsel agak merah-merah dikit warnanya. Alhamdulillah hari ini kami Sulsel teraman kedua di Indonesia Bapak, izin. Jadi inilah aslinya Bugis Makassar Bapak. Sebenarnya suka damai dan kesejukan. Di bagian akhir Bapak, kami kalau di tanah Melayu ada pantun, di tanah Bugis Makassar, Mandar Tanah Toraja, kami ada wasiat-wasiat falsafah leluhur yang biasa kami sampaikan dan orang tua pada anak-anaknya dan menjadi keyakinan orang Bugis Makassar. Izinkan saya mengutipnya. Pesan bijak daripada leluhur Sulawesi Selatan. Engka apa ada cengena arunge. Sewa ini tuli Mario atina mita Pak Banuana. Maduana de na alengi asurona tawe de naulai. Mataluna na Pak biasai alena silele Pak Banuana. Maapana tuli nasaparangi DC Pak Banuana. Yang artinya Bapak, izin, ada 4 jenis kebaikan pemimpin. Pertama, hatinya selalu gembira melihat rakyatnya. Yang kedua, tidak membebani atau menugasi seseorang yang tidak dapat dilaksanakan. Ketiga, membiasakan diri bergaul dengan rakyatnya. Keempat, selalu berusaha untuk kebaikan rakyatnya. Keempat kebaikan pemimpin ini ada di Bapak Presiden Republik Indonesia yang sangat kita cintai dan muliakan. Sekian demikian kami tak dapat menyembunyikan kegembiraan dan kebahagiaan atas berbagai pembangunan di wilayah ini. Atas nama masyarakat Selatan kami ucapkan terima kasih sebesar-besarnya Bapak Pimpinan, Bapak Menteri, Bapak Ibu yang saya muliakan. Dan terima kasih pada masyarakat Selatan, teman-teman Pelindo yang dengan jajaran direksinya semua yang telah membangun daerah dengan baik. Terima kasih. Wabillahi taufiq hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So that was the acting governor for South Sulawesi, Batia Baharudin, in an inauguration for the new port in Makassar, which is much needed in the area because, as mentioned earlier in the live report, you know, the 1C and 1B, even though they already opened on the, we're about to see the Minister for the SOEs, Mr. Erick Thohir is going to give his speech.
Mr. Erick Thohir.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang terhormat Bapak Presiden Republik Indonesia, Bapak Insinyur Haji Joko Widodo, Menteri Perhubungan Republik Indonesia, Bapak Budi Karya Sumadi, Menteri Pekerjaan Umum dan Perumahan Rakyat, PUPR Republik Indonesia, Bapak Basuki Hadi Mulyono, PJ Gubernur Provinsi Sulawesi Selatan, para wali kota, para bupati Sulawesi Selatan, beserta unsur Forkompimda yang hadir pada kesempatan ini, yang mohon maaf saya tidak bisa sebutkan satu persatu. Jajaran Dewan Komisaris dan Direksi Pelindo, Grup dan BUMN lainnya yang mohon maaf saya tidak bisa sebutkan satu persatu. Para pejabat dan jajaran kementerian, lembaga dan pemerintah daerah, para tokoh masyarakat, asosiasi serta tamu undangan sekalian. Bapak Presiden pernah menyampaikan kepada kami 3 tahun yang lalu bahwa kekuatan pelabuhan BUMN untuk jadi pemain global dan tingkatkan efisiensi dan dorong penurunan biaya logistik nasional. Bapak alhamdulillah setelah 3 tahun bekerja keras diawali dengan mengkonsolidasi seluruh pelabuhan yang ada di bawah Pelindo, Bapak. Sekarang sudah tidak lagi Pelindo 1, 2, 3, 4, sekarang menjadi Pelindo saja. Di mana kita patut berbangga dari semua negara Asia Tenggara kita masuk ke 20 besar, yaitu dengan kategori salah satu pelabuhan terbaik di dunia saat ini, Bapak. Tentu kami tidak berpuas diri, Bapak. Kita sudah menekan hari ini, misalnya bongkar muat yang tadinya 34 box sudah bisa menjadi 20 box. Yang tadi disampaikan perlu berhari-hari, rata-rata kalau tidak salah 38 jam, sekarang sudah menjadi 22 jam. Artinya ini percepatan yang luar biasa, Bapak. Dan kami juga terus menata 122 pelabuhan yang ada di Indonesia. Seperti tadi Bapak perhatikan juga, bagaimana monitoring system yang ada di sini pun bisa meninjau pelabuhan-pelabuhan yang ada di Indonesia Timur dan terintegrasi dengan Jakarta, Bapak. Dan ini tentu kita punya 3 pelabuhan internasional, Bapak, yang memang tentu kita dorong bersama Kementerian Perhubungan dan juga Kementerian PUPR untuk mengintegrasikan juga daripada infrastruktur sekitarnya, Pak. Dan kita juga mengintegrasikan beberapa kawasan industri untuk menjadi bagian dari ekosistem daripada pelabuhan ini, Bapak. Seperti yang ada di KBN, Batang, ataupun yang ada hari ini. Dan tentu Makassar Newport ini menjadi sangat penting, Bapak. Bahwa tadi yang disampaikan, kita ingin memastikan ini menjadi gerbang untuk dunia, untuk kawasan Indonesia Timur, Bapak. Dan tentu kami tidak berpuas diri, Bapak. Insya Allah kita terus konsolidasikan. Dan kalau dari segi keuangan, alhamdulillah sekarang profitnya 3,9 triliun, Bapak. Dan investasi proyek strategis nasional ini pun mandiri, Bapak. Jadi memang dari Pelindo sendiri senilai 5,4 triliun, Bapak. Dan terus akan bertahap sampai 10 triliun. Dan insya Allah amanah yang Bapak berikan kepada kami kita jaga. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right, that was the Minister of State on Enterprises, Mr. Erick Thohir, regarding the inauguration of the new port in Makassar. I like that, the efficiency he was talking about, bringing down from unloading from 38-something hours to 22 hours.
That's massive.
Yeah, that's significant numbers.
And from almost 2 days to just 1 day, less than 1 day.
Yes, that's right. At the same time, as the president, as the minister mentioned, the president pushing the state-owned enterprises to become a global players. And with this new port, hopefully it's going to help Indonesia, especially in the eastern part of Indonesia, to be better and then be able to process more logistics, especially from the area.
Indonesia sebagai salah satu kekuatan ekonomi dunia, membangun konektivitas kemaritiman menjadi
this new port, including a 3.2 kilometers Makassar Newport toll road, which is include the list of central government national strategic projects, which is, so it's not only the port itself, it's also taking in the stuff in and out of the area and then making sure all the logistics coming in. And in the investment, the minister mentioned earlier, right now it's around 5 trillion rupiahs, and then eventually it's going to reach to 10 trillion rupiahs, which is it's a help, a support for economic growth, especially in the eastern region in Indonesia.
Absolutely, it's about time as well to also have at least equal economic growth happening also in the eastern part of Indonesia. And this is actually one of the almost it's as if it's like a trademark for the government of President Joko Widodo for the past 10 years, because he's been focusing so much on building infrastructure, and it has been deemed as well that President Joko Widodo is the Indonesian president that often visits the eastern part of Indonesia, because in the past Indonesia has been criticized as Java-centric. And I guess the past 10 years, this has been, the government has tried to change this perception to, creating equal development also in the eastern part of Indonesia.
That's right, and especially you mentioning that it more like, yes, you're right. It sounds like you're very Java-centric with the capital cities moving to Kalimantan, and then the new ports coming in.
Yes.
I mean, it's really gonna...
The roads,
right?
Yes.
It's connecting the whole thing. I mean, one of thing you mentioned that I remember like Sumatra nowadays, like the toll roads just keep connecting more and more. Like I feel like it's very connected. Like never seen it, and like I never thought that will happen in the country.
Yeah, exactly. And this is definitely a very exciting development in Indonesia. It is indeed hoped that this collaboration between the State-Owned Enterprises Ministry and the Ministry of Transportation, Ministry of Public Housing will make Makassar New Port play an important role, not only for the local industry really, but also for the global industry.
Yeah. I mean, I bet it's not a short time that they have to work on this. I mean, I mentioned earlier, Andira on her life report, one of the early parts of the port was in 2018, and then the minister said it took about 3 years to advance to this part of 1C, 1B, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's correct. 1B and 1C docks.
Yes.
And very soon we are also going to listen.
Miniatur kapal dan penanda tanganan prasasti sebagai tanda peresmian Makassar Newport.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera bagi kita semuanya. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Yang saya hormati para Menteri Kabinet Indonesia Maju hadir bersama saya, Pak Menteri BUMN, Pak Menteri PUPR, Pak Menteri Perhubungan. Yang saya hormati Gubernur Provinsi Sulawesi Selatan, serta para wali kota dan bupati yang hadir. Yang saya hormati pimpinan Komisi 5 DPR RI, seluruh Dewan Komisaris dan Direksi, Pelindung Grup, para tokoh agama, tokoh masyarakat yang hadir, Bapak Ibu hadirin dan undangan yang berbahagia. Persaingan antar negara sekarang ini betul-betul sangat ketat. Persaingan produk-produk yang kita hasilkan dengan produk-produk yang dihasilkan negara-negara lain juga bersaing sangat ketat. Siapa yang memiliki efisiensi yang baik, itulah yang memenangkan pertandingan. Itulah yang akan memenangkan persaingan. Saya ingat 10 tahun yang lalu, biaya logistik kita berada di angka 24%. Padahal negara-negara lain 9-12%. Karena apa? Tidak terintegrasinya antara pelabuhan dan kawasan industri. Tidak terintegrasinya antara pelabuhan dengan pabrik-pabrik yang berada di jauh dari pelabuhan. Dan sekarang biaya logistik kita sudah turun kurang lebih 14%. Sudah turun banyak, tetapi tetap masih sedikit lebih tinggi dari negara-negara lain. Ini menjadi PR kita bersama. Makassar Newport ini adalah terbesar setelah Tanjung Priok. Kedalamannya 16 meter. Juga termasuk pelabuhan terdalam yang sangat baik untuk bersandarnya kapal-kapal besar untuk mengangkut kontainer. Yang kedua yang berkaitan dengan dwelling time. Dulu dwelling time kita bisa 5 hari, 6 hari, 7 hari. Barang-barang yang datang, turun dari kapal, kemudian diangkut keluar, ini tidak efisien. Sekarang rata-rata sudah di bawah 3 hari semuanya. Ini sangat bagus sekali. nggak kalah kita dengan pelabuhan-pelabuhan besar dari negara-negara lain. Inilah kekuatan yang potensi yang terus kita perbaiki sehingga competitiveness kita, daya saing kita menjadi lebih baik dari negara-negara lain. Makassar Newport, kalau yang lama itu kapasitasnya 750.000 TEUs per tahun, yang sekarang 2,5 juta TEUs per tahun. Ini lompatannya sangat tinggi sekali. Investasi yang ditanamkan di sini 5,4 triliun rupiah. Dan itu duit semuanya. Gede sekali, 5,4 triliun rupiah. Kita lihat nanti bagaimana progres perkembangan pelabuhan ini akan menjadi pelabuhan besar di Indonesia bagian timur. Yang kita harapkan bisa mengefisiensikan biaya-biaya logistik yang ada di tanah air kita. Saya rasa itu yang ingin saya sampaikan dalam kesempatan yang baik ini. Oh ya, nanti yang pelabuhan yang lama mungkin akan kita siapkan menjadi city centernya Makassar. Tapi tentu saja izin Pak Wali Kota dulu, izin Pak Gubernur dulu. Kalau beliau-beliau nggak ngizinin ya nggak jadi. Dan dengan mengucap Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, pada pagi hari ini saya resmikan Makassar Newport di Kota Makassar, Provinsi Sulawesi Selatan. Terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Mohon berkenan mendampingi Bapak Presiden, kami undang kepada para Menteri Kabinet Indonesia Maju, PJ Gubernur Sulawesi Selatan, Wali Kota Makassar, Direktur Utama dan Komisaris Utama PT Pelabuhan Indonesia Persero, dan Direktur Utama PT PP. Selanjutnya mohon berkenan Bapak Presiden untuk melakukan prosesi pemindahan miniatur peti kemas ke miniatur kapal dan sekaligus melakukan penanda tanganan prasasti. Mohon izin Bapak Presiden, kita akan hitung bersama-sama. 3, 2, 1. Bapak Presiden dan hadirin yang kami hormati, bisa kita saksikan bersama.
And in operation for not only Indonesia, but also for the global players, especially in trades, to use. The President has also expressed how much efficiency that has been happening in the logistics department in Indonesia. So businesses are expected to run pretty smoothly after this, right?
I mean, going down from waiting for 5 days to 3 days, and then again the capacity is a huge improvement from 750,000 to 2.5 million. If I'm mistaken, he mentioned that. And then I love how it's so different, the inauguration, the way they to symbolize the opening, the inauguration. He moved the miniature cargo from the port to the miniature vessel.
Yeah, it's a wonderful symbol as well. And as I mentioned earlier, Indra, about President Joko Widodo's focus on building infrastructure for the past 10 years of his governance, this was actually also written in the Indonesian Economy in Transition report that was published by Cambridge in 2019, that under President Joko Widodo, Indonesia aims to boost its infrastructure development. So it is a very clear goal from President Joko Widodo. So President Joko Widodo has this thing called Nawacita, or the 9 priority programs that prioritizes accelerating infrastructure development to connect the peripheries with growth centers and promoting connectivity between islands in the archipelago. Yes, because Indonesia is an archipelagic country. President Joko Widodo has created the Committee for the Acceleration of Priority Infrastructure Delivery, or KPPIP. This is a special task force that he made under his government that has a mandate to coordinate policies among various stakeholders and to unblock stalled national strategic projects and priority projects. So President Jokowi's development strategy has narrowly focused on building infrastructure and attracting infrastructure investment to address inequality, reduce poverty, and of course promote growth. There you go. This is one of the witnesses.
Yes.
This is one of the proofs. Yep.
All right. So with that, we're going for a break. We have more on the show, so stay here. If you haven't done so, please connect with us on our social media. We're available on X, Instagram, and of course on YouTube as C3 News. Stay here on C Morning Show.
Satu bukit sampai elevasi gua hari itu nyentuh 4.000-an lah.
I kinda wanna die.
The China Earthquake Network Center reported that the quake rocked the Erterpen County in Aksu Prefecture shortly after 2 a.m. local time.
Minister January Makamba was a guest in one of our news programs, a 3-hour news show yesterday. While he was in the studio, he used the opportunity to explain the current state of diplomatic ties between Tanzania and Indonesia.
Indonesian Foreign Affairs Minister Retno Marsudi addressed the UN Security Council during an open debate in New York.
Ini adalah open debate Dewan Keamanan PBB ketiga mengenai Gaza dalam 3 bulan terakhir dan Indonesia hadir di ketiganya.
China has been racing against time for rescue and disaster relief work after a landslide on Monday struck a mountainous village in southwest China's Yunnan province.
Hey there, buddies! Welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk.
Enggak, dia hostnya, kita co-host.
It's better to be overdressed than underdressed. That's actually a good hack, because I used to live in Canada. That was our trick.
Point to Manado on the smash. I'm horrible, I told you I'm bad.
Dikira dengan banyaknya informasi itu kan jadi makin gampang gitu nulis.
Iya.
Tapi ternyata susah banget.
Their existence is now being critically endangered.
Dia memiliki ekor yang sangat panjang, jauh lebih panjang daripada badannya sendiri.
Tekniknya dia keluar dia itu bergelombol, menggunakan punggung temannya untuk naik.
Sebenarnya konservasi burung hantu di sini latar belakangnya jelas asas manfaat. Jadi kita pengen melestarikan burung, melestarikan satwa, tapi juga otomatis dampaknya ke masyarakat yang khususnya sekarang kalau di sini kan petani.
Figur publik kok kere.
Perlombaan ini tuh seperti mendaki Everest 3 kali.
Apa sih yang dicari? Bini setuju aja?
Harus setuju, saya jadi batu.
Siapa sih yang ngajarin kamu sekuat ini?
Ada Pak Habibie katanya gitu bikin.
Bikin pesawat?
Bikin pesawat gitu.
Simsalabim. Simsalabim. Abrakadabra. Abrakadabra.
Singgobang gosir.
Singgobang gosir.
Pala botak yang bisa disisir.
Pala botak nggak bisa.
bertemu denganmu menjadi awal kisah kita. Kau berikanku cinta di dalam hatiku.
Please have a seat with us.
Nice to see you. Please have a seat.
So that was Abby's new single. I mean, like, well, they say from the lyric you can know it's a love song. I mean, from the melody and this whole song.
That definitely gave a lot of clues, but I mean, I think it's about the uncertainty of a relationship. I don't know, Evan. I mean, I'll leave it to you to tell us a little more about the song.
The song really describes about a pair of lovers who has been together for a long time, but still they know where are you going, baby?
Isn't that the question of all the couples?
Yes, all the couples. At the last lyrics I wrote in bahasa called pelaminan atau pengalaman, means like, are we going to the aisle or are you just become an experience for me?
That's the.
Are you just gonna be? Are you just gonna be?
That's the last line.
The last.
Are you just gonna be? Are you gonna be my husband or wife, or are you gonna be like a lyric for my next song?
Exactly. There you go. So I mean, we heard that you wrote the song yourself, and what was the inspiration behind this song?
Actually,
it's a personal experience. I think we're heading towards that direction.
From you can get it from actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That one word says a lot.
It means a lot. Inspired by my own true story. Really. I've been with a relationship that has been quite a long time, but yeah, I hope so. It goes to the pelaminan one.
Right.
Amen.
Of course, yes. That's what we all hope, right, in a relationship.
So do we know the answer yet? Is it going to?
It still become a question.
Oh, still a question.
Okay. Yeah. So this is based on an experience that you're still undergoing. You're still in this relationship. Yes. Okay.
Right. So you're relatively we can call newcomers to the industry. So what kind of challenges do you facing as a newcomer as a singer?
The challenge for me, I started from talent search. It's called Trending Star 2023.
Okay.
The biggest challenge is how to be known by the people.
Right.
Right.
For people to hear your music, know your
that's it. And
work.
the second one, I need to make more songs. How to make more songs.
Right.
Right. So people get a lot know me as Evan who sing and make a song.
I like that. So singer and songwriter.
Yes.
Yes. Now, that's you as an artist. But for your song specifically, do you feel like there are certain challenges that you face when writing about love songs in particular?
Okay.
I mean, it's I don't know how many percent the statistics are that most of songs are love songs because we all. It's a great way to express our feelings. It's a great way to express ourselves. But are there or has there ever been any challenges that you face in writing songs, particularly about love, especially when it's based from your own experience?
Okay, because it's based from my own true story, it less circumstances.
Okay.
Because it's based on my own story. The way I wrote it, I really have to feel it first.
Yes.
Feel it first, write the lyrics, and match to the melody. It get more deeper.
Right, you feel it more.
Yes.
Okay, I have a follow-up question to that. Does the person that you're in a relationship with, are they okay with you writing a song about them? I've always wondered. You know, does that take consent, or can I'm just gonna write how I feel and then?
All the people fine. Yeah. Even that person that it inspired me to make
write
this one. He support me.
Oh, that's
really
great. That's lovely.
Yeah, even though he knows, this song is about me. Okay, you are questioning.
It's for me.
When, baby? But he supports me.
It's a public question.
well, like you, for us, we only have social media. You can write a song and tell everybody, okay, hey, by the way, I'm still wondering if you're actually gonna ask me to marry you.
And I love how she, Evan, you put that question in the very last sentence.
Punchline, really.
Exactly. It hits hard.
I mean, well, you know, live songs, I guess, takes a while. I mean, Adele took, what, 7-9 years for the next album? Every time she come up with something, and then she has to break up with every single...
Let's hope that's not the case.
Whatever you do for your inspiration. So do you plan to collaborate to, you know, a lot of singers, you know, they collaborate with other singers. Like, do you have any plan to work with somebody else?
Until now, not yet, but I really hope so.
Okay. Yeah.
I really hope so to get collaborating with some other singers who involved first in music industry.
Right.
Really.
Anybody that inspires you that you want to like,
like your
singer. Wish to collaborate with, with them.
I mean, I know we all want to sing with Beyonce, but...
I'll just be her backup dancer.
Yeah. My biggest inspiring singer is Celine Dion.
Unfortunately, is what's happening with her right now. She's kind of
happened with her syndrome. But it's still my biggest wish.
Yeah. Never say never.
Yeah. Say never. That's it.
I love how like, she's gonna answer everything with the song right now. Let's play a challenge.
Okay.
So we're gonna throw you some words and then you have to sing that.
Indonesian singer, I really want to collaborate with Afgan.
I saw that he recently did a show in the United States, I believe in LA and New York. So I think that would be an amazing artist to collaborate with. Wow. Okay, so that's your list for now.
Yes.
Amazing. And Evan, Kemana Kisah Kita is your debut single.
Yes.
Any plans on making an album anytime soon?
I really hope so.
Yeah. Have you been writing a lot?
I write a lot, but I didn't launch it yet.
Okay.
Okay. The short-term plan for me personally, next single maybe.
Okay.
Single first. After I have a couple of singles, I can make it, compile it to the album.
An album.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah. Wow. I'm a huge fan of the song. I can't really use the song to ask anyone anymore. I was just gonna say, actually, I'm gonna. But if you make another song, which I really like how you can use that as a, you know, serve as a buffer. So if you don't have the courage sometimes to ask your partner, right? Like, hey, where is this going? Just send them the song.
That's it. Or don't send them. Play it together in the car.
Yes. And then right when the last part comes, you turn the volume up.
That's it.
Exactly.
Well, ladies, you already have your plans. Boys, get ready.
There you go.
All right.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Evan, for coming in and sharing about your song. I'm sure it's such an inspiration for all of us to hear more of your music, and we can't wait to see what you do next.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, folks, with that being said, we are taking another break, but don't go anywhere just yet because our last segment, Entertainment News, is coming right up after this. Stay with us.
Satu bukit sampai elevasi gua hari itu nyentuh 4.000-an lah.
I kinda wanna die.
The Indonesian State-Owned Enterprises Ministry has underlined its commitment to supporting small and medium enterprises by launching vending machines at Soekarno-Hatta International Airport.
Qatar has advanced to the quarterfinals of the 2023 AFC Asian Cup after defeating Palestine 2-1 in the round of 16 at the Al Ayed Stadium in Al Khor.
So we'll be back with the daily dose of entertainment. See Indonesia, see the world, see today.
The China Earthquake Network Center reported that the quake rocked the Ertupen County in Aksu Prefecture shortly after 2 a.m. local time.
Minister January Makamba was a guest in one of our news programs, a 3-hour news show yesterday. While he was in the studio, he used the opportunity to explain the current state of diplomatic ties between Tanzania and Indonesia.
Indonesian Foreign Affairs Minister Retno Marsudi addressed the UN Security Council during an open debate in New York.
Ini adalah open debate Dewan Keamanan PBB ketiga mengenai Gaza dalam 3 bulan terakhir dan Indonesia hadir di ketiganya.
China has been racing against time for rescue and disaster relief work after a landslide on Monday struck a mountainous village in southwest China's Yunnan province.
Hey there, buddies! Welcome back to another episode of Buddy Talk.
Enggak, dia hostnya, kita co-hostnya.
It's better to be overdressed than underdressed. That's actually a good hack, because I used to live in Canada. That was our trick.
Point to Manado on this map. I'm horrible. I told you I'm bad.
Dikira dengan banyaknya informasi itu kan jadi makin gampang gitu nulis.
Iya.
Tapi ternyata susah
Is
banget.
it about you that makes me indulge in the company of your own kind?
Ke Binjai mau migrasi.
Cakep.
Anjay, aku depotsi.
Ya, aku cuma mau bilang hari ini kamu tuh cantik loh. Aduh ya Allah.
Oke lah kalau penampilan dia nggak sebaik itu, nggak sebagus itu, nggak seganteng itu, tapi itu hatinya dia sebaik itu dan tidak ada orang yang pernah gue temuin hatinya sebaik Mars.
Pemain.
I guess we're gonna do that.
Time for some entertainment news. Astro member Cha Eun-woo has recently released his new music video, Where Am I?
Astro member Cha Eun-woo dropped his first solo debut mini album, Entity, along with music video Stay on February 15th. Now he's back with the new released music video, Where Am I? Where Am I is described as an alternative rock-style song. In the 4-minute emotional music video, Cha Eun-woo is longing and lost. The video shows him in a distressed mood, entrapped in a bubble of memories. Fans speculated that the song is dedicated to his fellow Astro member Moonbin, who passed away in April last year. Meanwhile, his solo debut mini album Entity is receiving favorable reviews from domestic and foreign listeners, including the title track Stay, the track Where Am I, Along With You, You're the Best, and Memories. Additionally, the album topped the iTunes Top Album Chart in 21 regions and also the worldwide iTunes Album Chart. It also entered the YouTube Popularity Rising Music Chart, realizing the keen interest of global music fans towards him.
Yes, from some K-pop, we now move on to some heavy metal.
Yes!
So where Avenged Sevenfold announced the date for their upcoming concert here in Jakarta later this year on their official social media account.
Avenged Sevenfold announced that they will hold the concert at the Madya Senayan Stadium in Jakarta on May 25th this year. Aside from announcing their return to Jakarta, they have also released ticket prices on www.a7xjakarta.com before making them available starting from February 29.
Yes, that's very soon. That's very soon. Prices range from 1.35 million to 2.6 million rupiahs. This already includes tax. And the concert will also feature The Used, who will open the event for Avenged Sevenfold. This will be the band's 4th visit to Indonesia following their concerts back in 2007, and then they came back again in 2008, and then they came back again in 2015.
And now 2024.
Hey, COVID's over, people. Woo!
7X.
Time for
Jakarta.
more shows.
I know. I know.
Wow, we have so many range of music right now. We had the K-pop, we had the heavy metals now. American DJ Griffin.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I listen to him. I'm a fan, so I had to do you justice, Griffin.
Yes, Griffin released his latest single, Last of Us, featuring English singer and songwriter Rita Ora on February 16.
When you're down, you think it's done. The world around.
American DJ Griffin released his latest single, Last of Us, featuring English singer and songwriter Rita Ora on February 16th.
Not the last of us. No, I won't give you up until.
It is the opening song of his third studio album, Pulse, which will be released via Virgin Music later this year. The single is written by Griffin, Rita Ora, Rob Harvey, Ruth Ann Cunningham, Sam Brennan, and Tom Hollins.
Take your best shot, baby. It's not the last of us. I will fight for your love. I will kill, I will die, even if we run out of time.
The Last of Us project was inspired by progressive music in the 2000s. Griffin says the song brings him back to the feelings and emotions he received when he first fell in love with dance music. Meanwhile, Rita Ora claims that she is very happy to collaborate with Griffin. The combination of EDM and dance makes her even more excited.
So apparently Karina said that Karina wants Griffin on her wedding day. Or is it that?
I mean...
After party?
We're gonna talk. We're gonna
talk about it. Hey, but Griffin, is he like American, since you're a fan? I mean, is he American or is he Native American?
He's Native American, I believe. He's
so
also
cool.
Yeah.
So cool. I'm gonna start listening to Griffin because
He's
like
good. He's great. I can't recommend him enough.
Yep. Exactly.
I mean,
did you have a drink after the after party with him?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes.
We're still going to talk about music, but this time it's from a different generation who is still very much relevant. That is Billy Joel, ladies and gentlemen. He recently put out his first music video in years. His latest single, Turn the Lights Back On. This one is directed by Warren Fu, and the video uses innovative technology from Deep Voodoo, and that also features Billy Joel performing the song at various stages of his life. This is super cool.
Please open the door. Billy Joel takes fans back in time. On February 16, the music video for the Grammy Awards winner's new single, Turn the Lights Back On, was released, in which the singer is transformed into his former self with the help of AI technology. Sitting at the piano, Joel first revisits the 70s, wearing a brown suit and tie with his signature bushy hair as a cigarette burns on top of the instrument. The singer then transformed into an 80s Joel, donning a black leather jacket. A 90s Joel is then revealed with the singer wearing his iconic sunglasses as he taps away at the piano. The Grammy winner released Turn the Lights Back On, his first solo single in nearly 2 decades. On February 1st, the song was released alongside a limited edition 7-inch vinyl. Joel co-wrote the song with Arthur Bacon, Wayne Hector, and Freddie Wexler, who produced the track. Joel's last single, All My Life, was released in 2007, and his last full-length studio album of new material, the classical collection Fantasies and Delusions, was released in 2001. Turn the lights back on.
There you go, Billy Joel, ladies and gentlemen.
Piano Man.
Billy Joel.
Yep, Piano Man. Piano Man, indeed. Gosh.
I remember like one of the scenes from Family Guy. Sorry, random. Anyway, moving on. An original screenplay from the legendary film Star Wars, owned by Harrison Ford, was sold at the UK auction for £10,795.
The
The script was used by Ford during the filming of the first Star Wars movie and sold for around $13,600. Ford left his script in a flat in London that he rented at the time, along with the filming schedule and a letter from an agent or friend. The filming schedule sold for over $6,000, while the letter sold for almost $225. The owner of the apartment who discovered the screenplay, dated March 15, 1976, had kept it for over 50 years before finally auctioning it at Excalibur Auctions in Hertfordshire, North London. The screenplay was bought by a collector from Austria during the auction. Star Wars, released in 1977, catapulted Harrison Ford to international fame.
I was looking at the script and there were no notes whatsoever.
He's that good.
Mr. Ford, you're that good. Absolutely. Because, why I'm bringing this up, because I remember back in 2017, I went to London and there's an exhibition on Audrey Hepburn's things. So they had her Oscars and then they also had her scripts. Yeah. And I could see Audrey's script. It was just like filled with scribbles and her little notes and all. So I thought, Mr. Ford's script is clean. All right, maybe, different methods of working.
He doesn't have a notes how he's gonna deliver his line. He just
it's like, what's this? Like, question, what does this mean? Okay, this doesn't make sense or something like that. I don't know.
Maybe they reprint the whole thing again just for the sake they can auction it. All right, this one is exciting for me because I have a 7-year-old, which is, after 7 years, DreamWorks Animation has released the official trailer of Kung Fu Panda 4. Just a trailer?
No, trailer first. I mean, if your 7-year-old is excited, I'm as excited. I'm actually really looking forward to Kung Fu Panda 4. Features the return of Jack Black as the main character, Po, along with the introduction of various new characters. In the previous series, Po successfully defeated his strongest enemies as a dragon warrior. This time, however, he is assigned by Master Shifu as the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace.
That is so sweet. Yes, in the trailer, Po is seen struggling to calm himself down because he's always reminded of food, until one day an enemy named the Chameleon appears and has the power to absorb the power of Po's previous enemies. Whoa, this is collective enemy. Po will try to stop the Chameleon from his evil deeds, aided by Jen, a criminal fox.
I love how his superpower is actually more eating.
Yes, I wish I had that superpower.
What's new? So what's new in the sequel is the casting of the Golden Globe winner Awkwafina as the voice of Zen, and the long-awaited fourth film directed by Mike Mitchell and co-directed by Stephanie Mastin will hit theater in Indonesia on March 8, 2024. Oh!
Cannot wait, in 2 weeks.
Right, before my birthday. I know what to do for my birthday. I'm going to be watching Po.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to go eat. Yeah.
While watching Po?
While watching Po. It's going to be like Po.
All right, another one. We will, some of us will recommend.
Marissa will recommend
will recommend this next movie, Perjanjian Gaib, a horror movie available on Maxstream app.
Yes.
Yes, Marissa.
Yes. I love horror movies, right, people?
Right.
Yes. So this film, what is this film about exactly? So the story follows Andri, played by Dennis Adiswara, and his wife, Wati, portrayed by Della Dartian, and they're seeking instant wealth. Yes, their chance comes when they work as nurses for a wealthy old lady played by the legendary Ayu Laxmi.
Yes, now things start to take a turn when the old woman unexpectedly, I'm so terrified, I'm shaking, unexpectedly passes away, and the couple plans to take control of the property. Now, to avoid suspicion, Andri, who once worked in a morgue, deliberately uses formalin to make her look alive.
Their plan, however, does not go smoothly as the two realize something is wrong with the house. Following their deceptive acts, the two are haunted by the vengeful spirit of the old lady who seeks revenge for being used as a sacrifice by the couple.
Yes, exciting. I love Iwayo Laxmi.
All
She's
right.
amazing.
Well, with that, all that does it for today's episode of the C Morning Show on C Today. It's always a pleasure to bring you the latest news to you. Be sure to always also follow us on social media through Instagram, x.com, and YouTube channel at C Today News.
Yes, and C Today can also now be enjoyed in Australia on Foxtel's Flash app or in Macau at cable TV channel 84. Or if you're in the Philippines, you can also watch the converged version, channel 58, and in Singapore, Singtel Singapore, channel 15, and StarHub, channel 720.
Yes, for Telkomsel users, you can also watch C Today on Maxstream and My Telkomsel app. Don't forget to also tune in again tomorrow, same time, same channel. And be sure to also catch our afternoon show every day at 5 p.m. I'm Marissa Anita.
I'm Karina Bastayon.
I'm Indra Marpaong and would like to say...
See Indonesia, see the world, see today. Happy Friday, Junior.
Gi, sorry ya telat. Udah nunggu lama ya?
Enggak kok, aku baru pemanasan juga.
Yaudah, sekalian mulai lari aja yuk.
Boleh?
Tadi naik apa ke sini?
Aku jalan.
Loh, nggak capek?
Enggak, biar sehat.
Gi, minum dulu.
Thank you.
BTW, skripsi kamu gimana? Aman nggak?
Ya, tiada hari tanpa revisian.
Nggak aman itu.
Kalau kamu?
Aku lebih parah sih, Ge.
Oh ya?
Iya, jadi judul aku tuh belum di-assist sama sekali sama dosen aku. Jadi aku bingung. Wah, ini dari dosen aku. Ge, aku kayak harus balik duluan deh. Mau ngurusin skripsi dulu.
Ya udah, nggak apa-apa.
Kita kapan-kapan jogging bareng lagi ya?
Ya udah.
Oke, dah.
Jogging bareng. What a dream.